And here we go. Here we go.
There is
Surfboard Magazine.
Here we go.
cover of Surfboard Magazine.
Hang 10 cats.
1987.
Yeah. What a time it was. What a time it was.
Playgirl, Surfboard Magazine.
Yeah.
It's a good run for the
Good
old
luck.
boom cat, the young boom cat then.
Had the world right by those.
Yeah,
Right there.
right there.
Yeah, right
There.
there.
Look at
Right
her.
there. Welcome to Barn Burner. It's a presentation of Bet365. Open an account with Bet365 today. Bet on a huge range of markets.
Huge.
So huge.
Huge.
Huge. Yeah.
Huge.
Use the promo code NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. And throughout the course of the show, if you're on the YouTube chat, you can donate a little sum or a large sum of cash,
It's true.
and we will distribute to the youth centers of Calgary.
Was it Handsome Dan's just throwing down $100?
Yeah,
every Wolf win?
he's just throwing it around.
Round bills.
He was pissed off. Then we're starting Wolf last night. So what
Yeah.
the kids? Got to think about the kids, Flames.
Huska costing the kids money.
Huska. Anderson and Uyghur let me down last night.
You go heavy on the Anderson Uyghur props?
He had some plus minus, some shot blocks, that sort of thing. It didn't really work out.
I had a lot of Holloway and Coronado shots. They managed to hit posts and get tripped and draw penalties and not hit their totals.
Yeah. We'll get into our opening statements for McLeod Law, the best in the business. They are Calgary born and bred. They're proud of those Calgary roots, long-standing client relationships here. They're here. When you need help, you don't, you're not, it's Vancouver, Toronto. Oh, could you have someone in our Tallahassee office? It's not
Call
how it
us
works.
back at 9 Eastern on Monday. No.
No.
Mountain.
Peter Klein, Shane King, Calgary, McLeod-law.com. Whatever comes up, good or bad or indifferent or whatever, you need legal assistance, help, or maybe you're in dire need, McLeod Law. McLeod-law.com. Thought for sure it was going to overtime because, of course, doing afterburner, that's
Yeah.
how it goes.
It
It was
But-
early games, so
Yeah, that's
only
right.
Catch.
It kind of cancels it out, right?
There's a bit of a counterbalance
Yeah,
there.
bit of a counterbalance is how that works. 2-1. And boys, that's the bad news. The good news is we got another one of those to look forward to.
Wow. All right. And I get to
You
do
don't have
that
to wait-
afterburner.
You don't have to wait long for
Jesus,
another one of
glass
those.
half full guy.
Hey,
Yeah.
right?
You saw me sleeping on the couch.
I
this
did
morning.
see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got a
that-
picture of it. Might put it on social
had
media.
Might be on the show.
I feel like that
Um,
might have had. They may have had something to do with that.
Yeah,
Brett and I were
maybe.
talking because he was watching it live. I had SO Minor Hockey Week and
What
tried
an
to
update we're
PVR
gonna
it. And
have.
that game watched a lot of us last night,
Yeah,
which
I was.
It was on. It was noticed, and it was ignored all at once.
I was telling my kid I'm gonna have to, because I was kind of doing stuff as I'm watching the game. I was in the kitchen mucking around, and I told I'm gonna have to go and start this game over again
Because
I-
I've missed.
I'm kind of watching, but
what's
I don't know
happening?
what's
I'm not
happened.
picking up on anything. So then I did that. It's like, well, that was a waste of time.
There's just nothing
'cause
happened.
There was really nothing there.
this. Remember, I would complain. I didn't like doing the TV because you'd have to go in between periods.
Well, here's what we got to do in the next period. This is
And
the coach
nothing
is
would
saying.
happen, and be like, you have to talk about the offside. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the whole game.
Well, you played in the NHL, Rhett. Tell us what you saw.
Crickets.
Well, there was two teams out there, and
See the
We had a bad
Blues.
change. There was a bad line change there. We can't be having that. That's a terrible thing to be doing.
The
yeah,
musical note on the jersey, and that's
Uh-huh.
the music. The Blues is this. Yeah.
ends a 3-game winning streak.
Come on. It's St. Louis.
St. Louis
that?
blows.
That's
I was doing the back of the napkin math for when Monty took over there, Jim Montgomery,
Yeah.
on November 25th, I want to say. 12-8-3. It's a 587 points percentage. Been better.
Yeah,
They added Fowler.
They have
Parayko had a good night. Their big blue line. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
Meh.
it's the Flames' third game in 4 nights. Those are and the second half of a back-to-back. That's a scheduled loss in terms of where you're at. Not that the Blues are that good, but you're asked to play in 3 different cities and 4 different nights with travel between all of them. They're just, if it looked like a bit of a flat team, it's because that's what you get when you play for the third time in 4
And I
games.
said
Remember that game in Vancouver? They had to do that too.
Yeah.
Looked flat, like low event, weren't bad, but no one could really accomplish much.
But I said it was a must win.
you did say
you?
it was a
That's all I
must
had to
win.
say. Thursday's the must win.
The math was suggesting that if you could get 2 points here and then maybe even another 2 points, you'd really put the Blues in a pickle.
And now what would the Blues be saying about their
Thank God we won that must
DUN.
win, because that for them for sure was a must win.
because then Thursday they could get 2 more
Yeah.
and close the gap on the Flames.
It was a season salvaging victory for the St. Louis
wow
Blues.
already.
No wonder they dug in like
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
Played with that grit and determination. I should have taken those guys for the block shots.
44th game of the year and
Yeah.
season was on the line.
So, and Pike brought it up last night. It's even you go like Chicago's not a very good team, so you're going to maybe fare better against them. But it's Chicago, the city, the arena. There's history, original.
Energy.
It's not original 6.
Do you get up for
They came in like the 70s.
Is that right?
Chicago?
Same,
Did
same as Buffalo.
Chicago? I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, you're in Chicago. The building, all that is. Then you go to St. Louis on a Tuesday. The next night, you've played in St. Louis.
Never liked.
Give me
playing
your
in St.
memories. Your long-standing.
Never liked playing in St. Louis.
Is this the St. Paul effect?
It is very St. Pauli. Yes. Yeah. Big time.
Stay in the hotel room, catch
Yeah.
up on your movies, listen to a couple podcasts, really get some sleep.
And they get to do that all day today, and then
Yeah, I was thinking, man, if you
goodness.
could just have the extra day in Chicago and then play the back-to-back in St. Louis, that might be. But then again, hey, Blues fans, come on out for Wednesday and Thursday night, back-to-back against the Flames. They're from Canada.
That's the other thing. I mean, the Blues are the Blues, but the Flames are the Flames.
The Flames are definitely the Flames.
On the road, they're going to have to paint the barn. Unless they're playing Chicago or some brutal team. Even against Anaheim, they had to kind of paint the barn.
Well, there was definitely painting going on, and it was drying very slowly.
And it was not Picasso. It was not Van Gogh. It was the barn.
Yeah, and all congrats to the Blues. You know, they got it
For staving off elimination.
Yeah, that's what they did. They
We're
sure
staving
did.
already, eh?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Staving alive.
Well, just you two dummies don't know math. I know math.
That
And
is what they say about you.
if they're mathematically eliminated. If
With a loss last night.
yeah, odds
Really?
the odds wise, they're
Jeez.
mathematically
Huge swing, yeah.
eliminated.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Dan Vladar. Another scenario where
Is he good? Is he bad? Did he win?
It's the great
He-
Dan Vladar conundrum, isn't it?
a game where it's like, well, I'm not sure I like that goal, but at the same time, his team did get him 1 goal, so you needed to allow 0
You got the
or at
flats.
least get to extra time. Winless in 4, 1 win in his last 6 starts.
Just allow 0, Danny. We got you.
Don't know if I like the first one. I
I
don't
don't
know.
either.
what-
He's kind of
I don't
scrambling
like
a
the
bit.
first one either, but I actually looked at it and it really found a tight little
Yeah.
corner
Yeah,
there.
Parayko label
But he is
signs.
Mahusiv, right? Vladar, like he's a big man.
Less is more when you're that
And
size.
from that
you know?
angle, I just feel like
I'm not
you,
disagreeing, and I was very much that's what put me to sleep when I did my deep dive this morning,
Deep dive.
analyzing that goal. Because at first it was on the house TV last. I'm like, you can't give up that goal.
no.
You're in position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta stop it. But then it's like a flutter puck through a screen into a just a little
Flutter nutter. Yeah.
Jumping around and the net's coming
You know
up
what?
a bit.
The other part is doing. We'll look at the goal. There's a couple of rebounds here that kept all of this alive. Now you don't want to
That's fair.
get running around your own zone. There's things that obviously the other guys could do, and we're really not picking on Vladar here, but feels like we kind of are, and maybe we are. But as you watch,
Wizard.
It's a terrible angle. We
Canadian
need to
Olympian.
close up.
Colton Parayko, maybe that's
Yeah,
what
what
it
are you
is.
gonna do?
Yeah, we're gonna do against an
Olympian.
Olympian.
Was one of the top 6
Four Nations.
defensemen
Yeah,
in the world.
Call
Oh,
it the
yeah.
Olympics.
It's a
Oh,
joke, Ryan.
whatever.
Fuck.
Could be Olympian.
Oh my
Gee,
god.
Colby
Take your own
Armstrong?
guess. No, not him.
Great guy. The arm dog.
He's too popular doing travel to the
What?
USA commercials.
Forget
He's a
about
big
that
wig.
guy.
He's a celebrity apparently.
And couch things.
Cushions.
You've not seen
Casting?
the couch?
He's doing a casting.
Yes,
thing?
he's got a
Careful,
casting couch.
Colby.
Yeah, he's got a casting couch. He's doing the car rental where he like skates into the kitchen there.
No, that's insurance. But
Is
yeah.
that insurance?
Yeah, financial stuff.
You know what? It's
Yeah.
all. It's like Jason
screen,
Kelsey.
though.
He's on the screen all the time now, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about. But so is this food or insurance or what is
I
happening?
like him, but it is an unlikely star of sorts, is it not?
I would.
Yes.
I was just going to ask
Like,
you
are people in
because he's
Toronto
from
relating to
Saskatchewan.
Colby?
No,
I don't.
we're talking about Jason Kelsey now.
Oh.
Anyway,
We
Colby
can't keep
Armstrong,
up.
Memorial Cup champion.
Why are we talking about Jason Kelsey?
Because we were talking about Colby and how he's on a bunch of different ads. He's on the
Yeah.
USA
And
tourism ad, whatever it
refer to him
is,
kind of like Kelsey.
and then it just seems like Jason Kelsey is on TV all the time.
Remember when you we used to have texts and people would text into the show and you would say, I'm doing the show. I can't listen to the show for you.
Yeah, that's kind of
while you're now listening to the show for Rhett
Yeah.
while you're doing the show. You're on the show.
It's moving fast.
It is. Yeah.
It is moving fast. Let's think about this show, man. It's real quick. We got so much to get to.
I thought
2-1
still
game.
on Cole because he's from Saskatchewan.
I was still on Colby. What a horrible start to the show.
Not really. I think it's fine.
It's better than the game.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
How
was Afterburner? I heard you were singing.
It was so great. Somehow went an hour. I don't know how it happened.
It always somehow.
No reason for it.
Well, Pike wouldn't shut up or what?
Pike's a talker.
Pike's got thoughts on things.
Yeah, Pike's got thoughts.
Never anything negative, but he's got thoughts.
What did we get going? Oh, Kevin Ball. We spent all together too much time talking about Kevin Ball because he did score.
Well, that's important.
But
what was Kevin Ball a year ago?
A year younger.
Like a 5'6"
22
on the Devils team?
See, it's all about the team.
Yeah.
If you're a really good team, you're going to be further down.
You're sliding down lower,
are,
100%. Right? Yeah.
I referenced a tweet from Mike Gould, who had said, you think back and everybody wanted Alexander Holtz in the Markstrom deal if there was going to be one. And then you got Ball and you were totally disappointed. And then you look now and they've got nearly the same amount of points, same number of points.
And one's a scoring forward, the other's a stay-at-home
One's in
defenseman.
Vegas as a forward and one's here as a D-man. Yeah. It's like, well, I see what you're saying. I guess the long and short of it is there's not a lot of flash, but as far as that trade is concerned, you get some assets, you get a player, and the player potentially could play a role for you for a long time. And it's not sexy because
stay-at-home defense.
Zach Werenski, do you see he's got 50 points and Quinn Hughes and
Lane Hudson.
But as you would respect, and we actually brought it up, I said, you talk to Warner and you talk to Corey Sarich and guys like that, and they lament the fact that the defensive stay-at-home sturdy dude back there
lost start
is a bit of a lost start.
It is a lost start.
He's kind of that guy.
Art now too. We lament it mostly because we're jealous that
I know
it'll never happen again, and it's not.
But truly, there is.
If you could get Werenski for Ball, I think that Craig, you should make that trade.
Yeah, I don't think you can. The other thing is, like, who went in that deal to New Jersey? It was Markstrom. So you're handing over the reins to a very young netminder, hoping he can prove to be a number one. What kind of environment do you want to set up for that youngster? Do you want like 4 waiver claims and guys on PTOs, or do you want to bring someone in who excels in his own end? And that's what Ball does. It ain't sexy at all, but if you want to minimize the chaos for Dustin Wolf, that's a really helpful ad.
You think about those kind of guys. There's some of those guys over the years that have made good money July 1.
Oh yeah,
guys that have come here like a 4-board or
just like everyone else,
right?
Yeah,
he's getting 4 times 4.
Sugar made some good money, and now he's on a new deal in Vancouver.
So he can stick around for a long time. Be a very good player.
Gutty,
got to get paid. Got to get a goodie.
And part of the trade, why it works is again, you talked about putting a defense in place for that goalie. The goalie has responded
big time.
So you've gone from Markstrom to Wolf. Seems to be going okay in that respect in net, and you added some assets.
Are you taking it back to Ball?
I keep thinking about the broadcast last year because Markstrom's name was out there and that deal fell through because of alleged, what the salary, the compensation for that. They revisit in the summer, it gets done. And Greg Millen, who does a good job of color on sports, is just like, why would you spend your whole life looking for, why would you trade Markstrom? A year later is like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, no, we're way better with the kid. Like you had this kid in the system. Unreal.
Well, and remember too, when the word came out that he was going to go to New Jersey and then it didn't happen. Then Markstrom did one of these. And then he ended up going there anyway.
Could you do it right first?
I can't. My arms don't go that way.
It's hard, maybe. So it's worked.
Well, you've ruined this show too. So
he's been great there.
Wouldn't shut up about Ball last night. No, you won't shut up about Ball again.
I thought you didn't. I thought you of anybody would be sticking.
The beauty of Ball is that you don't have to talk about him or mention him ever.
It's the beauty of Ball.
Beauty.
It's the bell of the ball.
There's nothing to break down.
But they're in line, right? That's
that's
the
why
beauty
you drop
is.
the ball and let it just move on.
20 minutes, 33 seconds, goal.
Ball's in your court, right? What do you want to talk about?
Oh my
I want to talk about the Flames and their 35% chance of making the playoffs.
So we figured this.
This is the math that I've run in my head.
1 and 3.
Doing your rounds.
I would like it to be higher, but math don't lie. Math don't lie.
Nope.
And the Canucks are at 53% in my brain.
That sounds Reasonable. I think the Canucks do have a better shot at this point, given how much Demko they have missed. But it's the circus music starting. You can hear it from a distance now.
Oh, I think it's been on for a bit.
The Kaleidopees music.
And old Lankinen didn't do anything to stoke the fire for a goaltending controversy either last night. It's like, when
it's been very good, but I don't know that last night was the signature piece.
See, like last night was a must-win.
Jeez, a lot of must-wins here.
See, if we'd have won, we'd have eliminated St. Louis, and
Vancouver on the ropes.
And
Vancouver,
built on our lead over Vancouver.
This is going to be a fun final 40 games with you. A lot of high stakes.
So what about the game tomorrow?
Look, Jack and I take things seriously, right, Jack? Steelers win, we're happy. Steelers lose, not good. This is serious.
You're overreacting and being irrational.
Oh,
Jack.
Please. Well, it'd be awfully boring if we just come in and say, well, they played again.
It was boring, and they did play again.
And they do it again tomorrow.
Yes. Maybe give us more than, I don't know, 3 combined. I'm not asking Dustin Wolf to, let him in. But
there's going to be a brawl tomorrow for sure.
Did it feel like even when they had the goalie pulled, there was just these great, like they really tested Binnington late?
Oh,
they didn't test Binnington all night.
No.
That was a walk in the park.
And so
he's going to be so great at the Olympics for Canada. I don't know why anybody's worried. Time to go to the Insider Hotline, a presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating.
Are we that bad?
Barn burner customers who need a hot water tank, AC, or furnace, they'll receive discounts and upgrades to up to $1,000 in value. Solutions for all budgets, including financing, affordable payment plans. It's Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Call 403-219-4100 or check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com. Our buddy Jamie McLennan, Noodles, joins us on the Insider Hotline. You know what's great?
What's that lid?
Hot water. Don't you love hot water?
No.
I do like hot water.
What's not great is when you go to enjoy some of that hot water and there's none there.
All gone.
In Calgary, there's no hot water, or you don't have.
No, I'm just saying with Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating.
Oh, well, yeah,
you never have to worry about that.
No, you get a nice hot water heater. They'll come and take care of you. All of that type of stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
Cold showers. I don't know who people who do that. I think they're psychopaths. I do. I think people who take cold showers. Right, who takes a cold shower? Red?
I go in the cold lake. I was in the lake in November.
Yeah, but that's an excuse for shrinkage. That's what it is. It's a George
I got a hot water tank coming next Tuesday to my house, Noodler. Crystal Waters, new hot water tank.
There you go.
Good. Although I will say this, there's those people that go jumping in like the frozen lakes or whatever. Those people are, the polar plunge. Those people are cool. I kind of like that.
That's right.
I don't have the guts to do it. And somehow I would drown there, or, I would go to jump in and my part would be, you ever seen the one where the guy jumps off the deck and it's not, and the ice isn't broken and he
on the ice
himself out? That would be me. So no polar plunges for me. Get your hot water heater.
What about a cold plunge? Because,
Rhett's into,
Yeah, but he looks healthy. Right. So maybe you're onto something. Do you do hot tub, then cold plunge, or just straight cold
hot
plunge?
Sauna.
Look at Dean's face when you
hot
say he looks
sauna.
Healthy.
Okay. So it opens the pores up, then you go into the cold plunge. So when we went, I think it was 2016, the St. Louis Blues alumni sent a team over to Slovakia in honor of Pavel Dimitra. And we played the Slovakian All-Stars. It was Gabrick and Hossa and Chara and all them. And they took us to one of those cryogenic places. I've never been more scared in my life, because you go into these things and they freeze you. And, I had a few beers. I was like, this isn't going to go well. I said, I'm not going to do this, but everybody else did. I said, okay, to hell with it. But it was kind of cool. Obviously literally and figuratively, but I don't know if I can do it. It was very scary, because it felt like, okay, my heart's just going to stop or something. Like I'll be the 1 in a million where they have to shovel me out of there because it goes south. That's kind of how
Canadian goaltender dies in Slovak freezer. The news at 9.
And he thought it was working, but they just left him in there. Who knows?
Did you ever go to one of those ice bars where you got to wear the fur coat when you go in? Sure you have, Noodles.
And myself and Peter Hanlon and a buddy in Vegas. They have an ice bar. I've got pictures of it. It's unbelievable. Even the cup is made of ice. So they give you gloves They give you the fur coat, the fur hat, and you drink vodka. There's no mix. It's just vodka out of the glass.
Now we're talking.
And you only go in there for 1 hour or you'll never survive. Because you're just drinking flavored vodka. Like it was like Ice Bar. We went there from 7 to 8 before we went out. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The best.
Didn't know they
The
were
best.
open
I
that
gotta
early.
find this
Start for
picture.
breakfast, yeah.
Not in the morning. I'm
Oh,
talking before we went out for dinner. So it was awesome though. So much fun.
I write this down. I saw something today, and I don't know if it's. I'm going off the top of my head, but I think both of you guys would have played with this guy. I seem to recall 1998 on this date trade involving the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Dino Ciccarelli and Jeff Norton come into Florida.
Yep.
For Jody Hull and Mark Fitzpatrick.
Oh, Fitzy.
You played with Fitzy, and you played with Fitzy, right?
Yeah, so Fitzy was the number one goalie for the Islanders when I joined the organization, but he had that rare blood disorder that he would swell up if he didn't take care of himself, something like that. I don't want, I can't remember what it was. It was a rare blood disorder. So we had 5 goalies in the system. They would keep 2 at the NHL level and 3 in the minors or vice versa. And what would happen is if Fitzy would get sick, he would have to rehab in the minors. So they pushed me to the East Coast League that year. So my first year pro, I was called up to the NHL, but I also played, I believe, 30 games for the Richmond Renegades. So whenever Fitzy needed rehab, he would come down to the minors. He was a very unique person. But I remember in training camp, Billy Smith, he was our goalie coach. Everybody was supposed to work out. And he said, let's go play tennis. So we played tennis, and he had me and Mark Fitzpatrick playing against each other. And I wasn't very good, but I happened to beat him. And in the car on the way home, Fitzy drove with his tennis racket in front of his face, not looking at me, like he was mad. And I was like, this is not good, because this is a veteran. And he was such a good goaltender. He was a really good goaltender in Medicine Hat, and then a good NHL goaltender, but very, very unique, put it that way.
Very
and competitive.
Yeah,
yes.
that is the nice way to put it. But I saw that, and Dino was
Chico
basically done.
was unbelievable though. I remember being in Florida. I've told it where he one of the few guys where after practice go stand in front of the net and yell at you if you did not rip slap shot as hard as you could for him to try and tip pucks. The best puck tipper I've ever played with.
Yeah, he
brought the 7-minute abs to Florida, Noodles. I can remember training camp. He bragged about it all for training camp that he'd done his 7-minute abs all summer, so he was in shape.
How did he look? He looked like a goalie, didn't he?
He looked like
I kind of thought he was shaped like a goalie. Maybe not, but he was such a great scorer.
Oh.
Like in that 10-foot radius, he was tough to get away from the puck. I remember he had in Detroit. I don't know where was probably his most successful year. Probably Detroit, and he
never won there though. Was with the Red Wings, and then
before they started.
I think it was the year before they went and started lifting cups. He was out of there.
Yeah. I think he had an off-ice incident maybe there too, or something.
He had on-ice incidents, off-ice incidents. He was a mean bastard.
Was it Luke Richardson that he two-handed in Toronto and then couldn't come back across the border or something like that?
Yes.
And he was with Minnesota.
There's some, you think of some of the old school stories, couldn't come across the border. What's going on? Can you imagine now? It's the Leafs are playing this team, but that guy's not available. He's not allowed to come across the border. Or the Flames are playing, Colorado, and that guy can't come across.
That's 50 goal scorer. He can't come because he absolutely swatted someone.
Well, Tyler Bertuzzi couldn't because he wasn't vaccinated. I don't know if you remember that.
I was just going to say Mackenzie Blackwood, I believe, was the other guy that couldn't come into Canada to play in the bubble or whatever.
Did Rocky Thompson basically lose his job because of that?
I don't know. I've mentally blocked out
2 years of your
COVID and 2 years of my life, and the rules and stuff like that. And I'm a by the rules guy, but it was just it was take it, don't take it. These people are doing it. Like everyone was all of a sudden a medical doctor giving advice out, and it was insane. And the world's still insane right now. I mean, it's just on a different level and different type of insanity. But the COVID stuff, I can't remember. Like, I think people lost jobs and friendships and stuff, all that type of stuff over it, which is
So anyway,
sad. But
sorry, I went down that path. I shouldn't have done it.
But
just final thought on Dino Ciccarelli. The thing about it was, like you say, he made his living in the crease, getting hacked and whacked, and he'd give it back and he'd take it.
He was 5 foot,
and he was like they're calling him 5'10". I don't know that he was 5'10". Maybe
no.
And for the longest time, he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. And it's, well, what gets you in the Hall of Fame? Well, you got to play 1,000 games. Well, he played 1,200. Well, you got to have 500 goals. Well, he had 600 goals. It's like, so what does this guy need to do? And then finally he got in 1,200 points in 1,232 games, 608 career goals, another 141 playoff games with 118 points. Not bad for a little squirt.
Well, you look at some of the players back then, they weren't big in stature. Like Marcel Dion he's not a big guy. I've met him several times. He's a fantastic guy, but he's not big. But those guys in that era, they had to be mean to survive because there were people that were trying to kill them out there. So I know Dino was a tough player.
Would you say the skill level's great, all this, the game, we can't make fun of the game. It's pretty damn good. But that's a skill to me that's not reinforced enough. And I'm talking about Ciccarelli and going to the front of the effing net and just and causing hell. I don't, and maybe I'm underestimating it, but I don't know, like, who in the league would stand out as that type, and maybe not even that guy, but who? Tim Kerr, Simpson used to do.
You know, Pavelski was good most recently.
Andrew
was unbelievable.
Ryan Smith, Thomas, was it Holmstrom in Detroit? He'd tip home a bunch.
Your buddy, Franz.
Johan Franzen. Yeah.
Remember last year when Hyman was going to flare with like 60-goal pace, and they'd show the heat map, and they're all like 2 feet away. Maybe a little less tip, a little more backdoor, but still getting his work done in tight.
But is there anyone
Not
else
quite the same?
Reeks of it? Like, just off the top of your head, there always was guys.
The only guy. Well, there was probably 20 of them in the league when we were around. Now there's 1 or 2. The game is so fast and they move around. The guy I can think of who's really good in that 10-foot radius are the Tkachuk brothers, both of them, right? Like, both go there, both get a lot of their goals in tight. But now it's just like Matt Duchene scored a goal last night. It was ridiculous between his legs. And, you go there, but because the game and the rules have changed, it's not a scary place. That's why goal scorers aren't afraid to go to the middle of the ice with their head up their ass because nobody's waiting for them. Mm-hmm. It used to be Brian Markstrom would be waiting for you and
Stevens,
and they'd carry you off. Like, it would literally, and the guys on the bench would be yelling at their own teammate going, why did you go through the middle of the ice with your head down knowing that guy's on the ice?
Yeah.
Where
I heard that actually the other night. You mentioned that watching the game, and I think it was the Prime game. I just find that the audio is so good. And someone was going to be coming through the middle, and you could hear the bench. Hey! It's like, it was never close because no one hits anymore. Right? But like you say, 10 years ago, you better get your head up. But in this one here, the guy that had the chance to hit him had no intention of laying the body.
Because in his mind, he's going, if I don't time this perfect, it's going to cost me a bunch of money. Yeah. Because if the guy goes to bail at the last second and you catch the shoulder to the head or a knee on knee, or I'm going to have to fight because, the guy, like, something happens. The game has changed. I'm not going to criticize it. It's just different. Where you see where it was. I'm friends with a lot of former Oilers, and they used to give heck to Ales Hemsky because Robin Regeer would destroy him. Twice a game, and Hemmer, like, give him credit, tough as nails, because he would go wide on Reggie, and Reggie would say, "Come on down the tunnel of doom, and I'll run your face into the glass in the corner." And same thing through the middle of the ice. There were guys that were just predators. They were flat out predators. Even Dion early in his career. Dion was a killer.
Is there anybody now? Because at one time, like you say, there was
for sure.
So Trouba, but
Gudas maybe, but I don't even know if you see him do it as much.
The thing is the game. I still come back to it is guys go in the middle of the ice, but then they'll spin away or they'll do something.
Sorry, the other day is a perfect example to me of a guy that was coming to the middle and actually got hit. And I still don't believe that it was, I forget who it was that hit him, but I don't think it was his fault.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this guy's trying to lay a shoulder into his chest. And these guys are so good. They get their heads up and at the last minute dive and move out of the way.
Yeah. Like I always have, it's a very fine line because your instinct is to avoid contact. Your instinct is to try and get out of the way. And we see guys all the time. I don't know how many times I'll be watching a game or calling a game. And at the last second, the guy's coming up the wall and he sees that contact's going to come and he turns. So, and the guy's already committed to the hit and you hit him and they're like, oh, that's a terrible hit. And I'm like, well, I get it. It is a terrible hit, but the guy's already moving 1,000,000 miles an hour and he's committed to hitting you and he ends up hitting you in the numbers because you turn your back on the play. Like, I don't know, Rhett, you guys, have been through minor hockey. I'm just going through it with my 7-year-old son, minor hockey. At what point was it taught turn your back on the play and to protect the puck? And like, it was like a Forsberg thing to reverse hit. Like, but now the kids just turn their back on the play. And I'm like, I don't really like that because it's scary. You never want to see somebody get seriously injured out of it.
It's definitely taught.
Yeah.
And talked about.
Well, I know they've got the stop sign on the back of their jersey, but it still doesn't help.
Just blows right through those stops.
Yeah, true. Doesn't matter.
Right through.
Yeah.
Were you in Long Island last night?
Yes, I was. Yeah, I got back. That's why I'm drinking my greens. I'm going to work out as soon as we're done. But
how's that barn, by the way? That's what, year 2 of that new building?
It's honestly, it's very well done. Awesome. They're high end. They're going to have a high end mall. They got a high end like shopping there, but it's also, they thought of everything for the rink. It's nicely spaced out, good seats. Like it's not one of those cookie cutters. Hey, let's just plop a rink in and get through this in 18 months and build it. Like they put a lot of thought into it, a lot of money. The parking's nice. Like, New York, accessibility is everything, right? So you're right off the turnpike. There's plenty of parking. I thought they did a fantastic job. The food is good. They've got high-end restaurants inside the building. I got a tour 2 years ago from their Kimber, their PR guy, walked me through. He said, hey, I'll give you an alumni walkthrough. And it was unbelievable. I spent about an hour with him and went through their dress room, Now, Lou has pretty strict rules. Apparently, if you're a Pigeon, you're not allowed anywhere near certain things for the team, right? Because it's just, that's Lou, right? But Kimber, showed me some stuff. And then there was some stuff he couldn't show me. But he was fantastic. It's an unbelievable setup. And the team it's interesting. They got a bunch of 30-somethings there that they're going to have to move away from eventually. The goalie's great. Like, Sorkin is a superstar. Dobson's a nice player. Barzal. Like, they've got some players there, but I think there's a cycle they still have to go through to get to that next level. And I don't know how patient the coach is compared to the general manager. There's already been a disconnect where Patrick's like, hey, we're doing what we can with what we have. He said that one time, basically saying like, this team isn't very good, but they work hard. They really work hard. So it was a grind them out game last night, and Ottawa found a way to get the empty netter and a 2-0 win. But
I was going to say, unless you're paying really close attention to the league or the Senators, the Sens have a goalie who has 6 starts, 5 wins, and 2 shutouts.
Merilainen, baby.
Yeah, Levy Merilainen.
Tell us about, is this, it's not sustainable, but have they got something on their hands here, or is it just kind of a guy coming in playing his face off?
From a skill set, they do have something on their hands. He's got good feet. He's got a great demeanor. You know what? And I'm not going to, just because I'm on a Calgary show, but he's got a lot of Kipper's demeanor in him. Like I've talked to Travis Green about it. I've talked to the players. They're like, this guy barely says 2 words. Like he just is his interview. We interviewed him after the game last night. We had to ask him about 8 questions to get a minute worth of content, but it's 1-2 words. He's just chill and he plays chill. Now we'll see, that initial adrenaline, if it wears off and, the league starts to scout you a little bit, but I do like his skill set. And I think he's got a chance to be a really nice goaltender. Like, a top tier goalie if he could continue this. You're not going to get shutouts every night, but the team is playing well in front of him. But he doesn't seem overwhelmed by the moment. It's like, hey, go here, play back to back. Pittsburgh and Dallas, you're going to play them both. Okay. I watched him in warm up. He just kind of does the same thing. It's almost like he's in slow motion, and then he gets in the game and he's explosive. And those Finnish goaltenders have really good feet. That's the one thing when I look at Finnish goaltending, their feet are always elite. That's what Kipper, his lateral movement and his flexibility, all of that type of stuff was elite because they work at it. This Merilainen's got some of that type of stuff. I don't know if he's got the reads and the smarts and the durability and all the stuff that came with Kipper, who I believe is a Hall of Famer. I might be in the minority of that, but I'm so biased, and I've played with some great goaltenders, and I would argue that Kipper's right there with all of them. Grant Fear, Roberto Luongo, You
don't think Rogie Vachon's better than him? Okay.
I like Rogatine Vachon.
It's a great career, but it's like, you think of greatness, his name pops in your head? No.
While we're talking about Kipper, I just wanted to bring some. I think it was the Chicago game the other night. There was the Taylor Hall play where it's either a rebound or there's a play at the left side of the net, and Wolf comes over and gets a paddle down, and maybe it goes off the post, but either way, he was there. There was the other one that kind of trickled through him, and he very quickly dove back in the crease and gathered it.
Yeah.
As I watch more and more of Wolf, it is something that you told me years ago that always stuck with me about Kipper, is he always knows where the puck is. Even if he doesn't have it in him, he knows where the rebound is, and he's there to control it. And that's one of the hardest things for goalies to do, is either control it or know where they are and where it is. I feel Wolf has a lot of that, because it never seems, we showed the goal earlier that Vladar, it's a big rebound out here and rebounds out here. And sometimes you do try and kick them to open spots so guys can get it. But man, I don't see Wolf lost in the crease very often.
No, and I mean, his strength is his positioning because of his size. But the other thing I'll say is he's a goalie. He makes saves. I look at it in today's, we'll call it goaltending world. A lot of them are, technically really strong. I call them goalie school goalies. So they look the part. It's like, make the save, raise the good leg, push over, seal, follow it with your head. Like, everything is just technically perfect, right? That's how they're taught in goalie school. And a lot of times they get hit by pucks. They don't make the saves. It's like, I'm in the right spot, I'm going to get hit by this puck. Where Wolf makes saves. Kipper made saves. He knew where every puck was. And if he didn't, he fought for it. That's the one thing. Like, I see Wolf, it's not style points. It's like, I got to get there. So I'll contort my body, or I will spin or do something, because I know the rebound is there, or I know that's where the play is going. It's where I look at a lot of goalies in the league today, and it's like, make the save, the puck goes over there, I've got to do this, and I got to get over. It's a thought out process of like, if the puck's there, you got to do this. It's like a checklist. And there's a difference between blockers and goalies. And Wolf is a goalie.
Jaguar was like the most famous blocker, right? Because
Jaguar built a wall. So
defended like crazy, won the cup.
So the French style was, and Roberto Luongo and I would talk about this a lot, is to build a wall. And that's the Francois Allaire and Benoit Allaire goaltending style. And believe me, they built walls and they were unbelievable. Patrick Waugh, Roberto Luongo, where everything was just turn this wall towards the puck and be square. And it works for certain people. You have to have size. You have to have good lateral movement. You have to have a nice butterfly, not a V like mine. That was my butterfly. But no hip flexibility whatsoever. But like there were blockers. The Jaguar was point the shoulders at the puck, be square to it. Hey, I've got the big gear on. And if you happen to get the puck around me, good shot. If not, I'm going to get a good chunk of it. And then there are guys like Kipper who made the save, controlled the rebound, because everything. I remember his goalie coach, a guy named Upi Yolonen. Was his name. And everything was catching pucks with Finnish goaltenders. They all had really good glove hands because he wanted them to catch the puck. He didn't want secondary opportunities. So you saw them catch pucks cross-body. You saw them catch pucks on the ice. Pekka Rinne had an unbelievable glove hand. And it was consistency, because I watched them work in the summer, and everything was about catching pucks and being in the right position and footwork. Whereas, the Allaire style is more building a wall. So coming back to, Dustin Wolf, he doesn't build a wall. He makes saves because he knows exactly what he needs to do to make that save. That's what's impressive about me. He continues to grow. He hasn't grown on me. I've been, tooting his horn for the last couple of years. I keep saying, I wish I could hand him 18 months of experience and see what his ceiling is as far as durability, mentally and physically.
3 of the next 5 the Flames will play will be Jets, and they played Binnington last night. They might see him again tomorrow. Just a thought on, is Hellebuck your first overall? You pick a goalie to win a cup today. Is he your goalie? Is there someone you like more than him right now? And then maybe what Canada's gotten Binnington for what Dean's calling the Olympics in a month.
So yeah, the fake Olympics in a month. I don't know what that. Anyway,
Pretend Olympics. Yeah.
So I'm going to answer the second question first. So Binnington, I've liked this game. I saw him play live, just after Christmas, and one thing that always concerned me when he wasn't on his game is he was out of control a little bit. The emotions, he gets worked up in a game, and then he gets running around a little bit in the net. But if you look at his skill set, and then talking to his goaltender coach and the guys that he works with in the summer, this is the one thing that people don't know about him. He works his ass off. Apparently, he's a really, really hard worker and a student of the craft. So I pull for him. People may not like his demeanor. They may not like his attitude, or we'll call it arrogance in the net or whatever. I like it because I think he just wears it. He's like, I'm going to be like this. I'm not apologizing. This is how I'm going to play. I think he's going to be fine for Canada. He doesn't have to steal them games. He just can't cost them games. That's the way I look at it in the fake Olympics. And as far as if I'm choosing a goaltender today, it's weird because Vasilevsky's always been my guy. If I just had to, it was Pekka Rinne into Vasilevsky. If I had to build a goaltender, if you ever seen Vasilevsky off the ice, his head is twice the size of mine, and his eyes are he's like a mascot. He's so big, and he just is everything about him. He's just a huge man, and he's built to be a goaltender. Roberto Luongo had size 15 feet, which was weird. So I look at guys who are just built to be a goaltender. Vasilevsky's my guy. I think he's more rested this year. I saw they gave up, 6 against Boston last night. I thought they lost against Boston. I didn't get a chance to watch that game. But Vasilevsky's always been my guy. But I think Hellebuck is, if you look at his body of work over the last two years, it's hard to argue what Hellebuck brings to the table every night. And the crazy thing about Hellebuck is he just plays every night. Back to back, whatever's needed, he plays. And one other thing I will add on Hellebuck. I don't know if you remember watching his year-end press conference last year, where they didn't play well against Colorado. He gave up a bunch of goals. Colorado found a formula to get traffic in front of him, and they were shooting around him. Hellebuck starts his press conference going, I don't know if you guys are going to believe this, but I felt great.
I think I'm playing some great hockey right now.
I've never played better hockey. And people are like, are you crazy? What are you talking about?
Yes.
And Hellebuck has this, just for me, this aura, this demeanor about him. He can give up 7 and he'll come out and go, yeah, I felt great. Just didn't work for me. There's this ability of amnesia or a belief in just, he knows what it takes, and he knows if he's good or not, how he feels. And he doesn't make any apologies for it. And I love that. I love that about him. And obviously that team feeds off him. I think there are maybe goaltenders that might have more raw skill, but his whole package is hard to argue with how elite he is right now and has been the last couple years.
It feels like most goalies do this, and every year he's a Vezina finalist, and if he isn't, it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
he's
off
just
year for him.
Every year he's there. And he plays.
But if you went back and looked at him statistically, in his 20s, it was good year, bad year, good year, bad year. And then it got to a point where it's like, okay, the bad years are kind of disappearing and this guy's morphed into. And if you look at him from a style standpoint, you talk to a lot of goaltenders, a lot of guys don't like the way he plays because he's very rigid. And the one thing I like, he holds his edges. Like there's plays, he stands up and makes saves where every goalie now is butterfly and then try and find the puck. He's like, I'm going to stay on my feet. And there's times where you get beat 5-hole where you're just standing there. Like, and he gets beat 5-0 and it goes, yeah, went 5-hole. I never had that confidence because I'm like, God, that looks terrible. And you're watching it on the Jumbotron going, yeah, he didn't even move, but he held his edges. Like, to me, he has this confidence and this aura about him. It's pretty impressive.
The Jets are going to be a funny one to watch down the stretch here because they're very good. I'm looking here, 63 points, tied with the Caps. How many? Because when the prognosticators have to make their picks, who's going to have the faith in them to go with them again as a favorite? Because last year they look real good.
And 2 years ago,
got bounced by Colorado in round one.
Their first place in interdivision 2 years ago and tumbled to a wild card.
Yeah.
So
they limped.
Back years of
they
when it
limped. Yes, they limped into the playoffs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And remember, was it Rick Bowness at the end of the year, like basically called out the players? Was that 2 years ago or last year?
Dallas.
2 years ago, yeah.
And Maurice,
And,
threw his hands and walked away.
Quit.
It's been a lot. Yeah.
So something was fishy there for a bit. And I don't know if they were able to clean that up or it was just, addition by subtraction of players out of that room. I don't know what it was, but they seem to have gotten their act together. But I agree with you. It's a great point. How many people are going to put their hand up? Because for me, about 5 years in a row, I kept saying that this is, Winnipeg is the deepest team. I don't see a weakness in their lineup. Chevy's done a really good job. And then all of a sudden, Colorado just goes in and rinses them. And you're going, okay, now what do we believe in? And to be honest, Hellebuck does have something to prove statistically in the playoffs. His last 3 or 4 playoffs haven't gone the way he's wanted to. So I think there will be pundits, all of us saying, I don't know if I believe in them. It's, I'll believe in them when you show me that. I live in Toronto. That's the mantra here. We'll see you in April. That's because and in April they're cup favorites all year long, and then what happens in the playoffs? I don't know. Now, do they break through? This is year 9 for them in Toronto. We'll see.
Well, you mentioned I never thought of Vasilevsky as a mascot, but it's probably not a terrible comp.
That's your boy with the eyes there. Yeah,
he's
I love the guy. Like
you see the puck.
That means he's focused on the puck. I'm telling you,
yeah.
He is so good, and he's just kind of got this demeanor. Like, I don't know, was it him being interviewed? Was it this year where he's being interviewed and somebody farts and he can't control himself laughing? Was that this year or last year? I don't know. They all blend together, but I just think, Tampa, they did it. He was the backbone, and then people have just forgotten about them. I still think Tampa's a top-tier team. I really do. Mm-hmm. And I think they'll make some moves at the deadline, as they always do, to kind of add.
And they've been eliminated by Florida, I think, each of their last couple. So you might be a great team. You can still lose to Florida in round 1. They did it last year.
That's the Winnipeg Jets and the Calgary Flames in the Smythe division.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Bad timing. Exactly.
Appreciate you, pal. Have a fine week.
Sounds good, guys.
Everything's good?
All good. Yeah, just grinding away. It's got another game in Ottawa tomorrow and then back to New York on Saturday. Ottawa's had a very tough schedule. They're doing these one-offs. They went on a 9-game road trip and then they came home for 1, then back to Pittsburgh, home for 1, then to New York, home for 1, back to New Jersey, New York Rangers, and Boston. And then they got a bunch of home games. Like their schedule, if they can just continue to grind and get points, their schedule's very favorable down the stretch. I've been looking, and it's an interesting case study. I think there's a website out there. It's called Strength of Schedule, where you look at, like, I out east, everything's lumped up. And I'm saying, well, some of these teams haven't gone out west yet. So, Tampa, Florida, have gone out west and had their taken their lumps and had the time change and all of that. Toronto Maple Leafs go out west 3 times from February on. Like, their schedule they've had a lot of home games. So I look at strength of schedule on a lot of teams that are either top tier or fighting for position. And that'll be, I think, the telltale down the stretch here. If you can, lump together a big run for any of these teams to either make it or push yourself out, including the Flames. Their schedule's been kind of all over the map. You talk to people with the Flames, well, where are you today? Oh, we're, in Vegas, we're in St. Louis, we're all over. I mean, I don't know I can't remember the last time they had a huge run of home games. Was it before Christmas, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a 5-gamer before Christmas.
Vasilevsky's 30. To me, it feels like he's done a lot. Tampa Bay for 30.
If you look, if you look at the spine of their team, okay, you think, Tampa's old. Well, they replaced 34-year-old Stamkos with 29-year-old Gensel. And Kucherov is 31. Yes, Hedman's 34, but Seravalli, Hagel, they're all 20s. And it's like they're and Chernak, and yes, right. They brought in Ryan McDonough, who is a 35, I think. But everybody else, they're that Nick Paul, like they've had some sneaky moves, and they've kind of on the fly gotten younger. And yes, you gave up a king's ransom for Hagel. You overspent on Jeannot, and that didn't work out. Like they've swung. I don't know how much they have coming. But if you look at the way their team's built, there's longevity there because those guys, Kucherov, Vasilevsky, all of them, they're not old. They got mileage, but they're not old. So
Kucherov is still, to me, one of the most, I don't know how to explain it. To watch him play, it looks like he's playing at a beer league game for him.
Yeah.
You never see him busting his ass super like, oh, look how fast I'm going. I got to get to this.
No,
everything is calm and smooth and on the tape. Shots are right in the corner where it has to be. He's amazing to watch.
So Brian Englund, who I love his color, I love his work. So every time I'm in Tampa, I'll go and sit with him at morning skate. And he said to me, he goes, Jamie, you want to do a case study? Watch Kucherov all night. He goes, if he gets to top speed 5 times, he goes, that's a big night. He goes, he gets to top speed when he needs to, when he's got the puck through the neutral zone or something. But he goes, he's always slowing the game down. Always. He goes, he's where the puck is going. He said, he's not the one going and getting it. But he said, it's amazing to watch because he goes, he's so smart. He goes, he thinks the game as good as anybody in the league. And I watched him that night, and it was funny. You wouldn't call him a perimeter player because he's got some he's got some bite to him. Like he'll hack you and chip away at you a little bit. But he is just so smart. And Englund was right. I couldn't count 5 times where he was at full stride. Where everyone else, that Braden Point is moving 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's so fast. And same thing with Hagel and Seravalli. They're fast players. But there's Kucherov just methodically through the neutral zone, methodically everywhere, and rocket passes, slap shot passes to guys and on the tape and setting them up. He's an unbelievable player.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And then on the power play, it's almost unfair. So you're going to give me more time now. It slows down even more. Yeah, that's great. Nice. Yeah, that's great.
That's gross. Yeah, it is gross.
Be good, fella. We appreciate you.
Okay. Thanks, guys. We'll chat soon.
Yep.
Jamie McLennan on the Insider Hotline, presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. And a reminder, if you're watching or listening, you bring it up when you're getting some work done with Crystal Waters. Discounts and upgrades up to $1,000 in value. Only with Crystal Waters, 403-219-4100, crystalclearcalgary.com. You got a hot water? What you got?
Not anymore. Going to be all fixed up.
+3 today, -16 on the weekend.
Damn.
Get that sorted.
Damn, boy. That was a long time ago. All of a sudden.
Don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
That's how old it was. That's how the Foley song.
Imagine going to practice and you're watching Braden Point and Kucherov and Hedman and Vasilevsky just every day. That's your team. Just
that's what I said every day. Didn't I bring that up?
We took it for granted here, though. You had Kachuk and Gaudreau in their primes, and I think people were like, "Oh, these guys will never win anything."
For how long?
Didn't have them very
5 years,
long.
probably together. Half decade.
It's not long.
Well,
Like-
it's not short either. But yeah.
No, but
No, but
comparably,
we're trying to
speaking-
Oh, I know.
we're talking
Yeah, they
about
won 2
Chicago
cups.
where they
I'm
got Taves and
Yeah.
and even LA, Kopitar and Quick
Doughty, yeah.
and Doughty and
Yeah, those are dynasties, right? Like it's Tampa made it to
Pittsburgh.
the East Final like 3 out of 4 years before they won back-to-back cups. Like wild.
just I guess I don't know. My only point being is you're just used to having that.
Boston win.
Where
Toronto.
most of these guys drafted where? What do we? I know Kucherov's
Kucherov
not.
second round.
I thought he was 28, but yeah, okay. Like he and Russia factor back then, but generally speaking, like
And Vasilevsky, a first round goalie.
28th, I think. Your Hedman's what, 2 or 3? He went behind Tavares there in that draft class, if I'm correct. Stamkos was 1. Point slid. It's funny that Noodles mentions his skating. That's what scouts are afraid of. It wasn't necessarily the size as much, although if he's 6'3", he goes way higher. It's wild. Like, did really well on free agency. Unearthed some guys in the AHL ranks. Like Marchessault was their property before anyone else's. A bunch of other guys that have gone on to be great NHLers. They made really smart deals with the cap.
When was Braden Point drafted? Because I
3rd
remember
round. What year?
What year? Because I remember
Was it
being
Philly, or was it?
at the draft at the airport.
Because Lubo, didn't he run into him or something?
Well, I ran into Braden and his dad.
Yeah.
They were on the same flight, headed to the draft, and Braden came up and he was like, "Hey, we listen to the show. My dad and I, we listen to you guys every day and that sort of thing." Yeah. So, well, Calgary, where are they picking? You think, well, geez, I don't know. It'd be awesome. That'd be yeah, it'd be cool. Would have been cool.
Would have been really cool.
That'd been really cool.
2014.
Yeah.
2014. 3rd round, 79th overall.
Could have had him.
3rd round. Yeah, you could have had him 3 times.
Yeah, you had a few cracks there.
Yeah. That was the Sam Bennett draft for the Flames. They then decided to take the first goalie off the board, not consensus Thatcher Demko, but 5-time development camp
Right.
attendee Mason McDonald.
Oof, that didn't turn out.
Hunter Smith, who sure was old and didn't score a lot until he was an old man and junior, but huge. And then Hickey at round 3. It hurts.
That was Treliving's first draft. Brian Burke was still very
It was a Berkey draft.
kind of influential
Yeah,
there.
the Hunter Smith pick could not have reeked more of Brian Burke.
Truculence is what it
Yeah,
reeked of.
That's exactly what it was.
Probably still is somewhere out there.
Truculent?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not playing hockey.
You're
but he's-
born with
he's
it.
Probably like a truculent car salesman or something.
Mm-hmm. Next weekend, we're going to be in Jasper for the pond hockey tournament.
That's coming up quick.
Yep.
I've got all kinds of weird news to tell you about.
I was wondering because it wasn't yesterday because you were on assignment. But I think it was Monday.
Dressed like it.
Yeah, I was doing my best to get some really, really hard, hilarious vibes going.
Yeah.
Like all the old Calgary baseball gear, plus sweatpants,
Yeah, the
tennis shoes.
sweatpants
It was
were
gross.
a nice touch.
Nice touch. Yeah.
I don't know, warm or cold.
The fact that you own those gray,
They were purchased for me. Apparently, they're coming into style.
no. they've
That's what
never
I was
left-
told.
if
I
you're
don't
from
believe it. I
Saskatchewan,
was
they've
told
never
that.
left style.
Oh, okay. Well, there.
Style the right word in general for that, or just
don't
not
know style much.
So I guess it was Monday. We can talk about what you're doing yesterday in a bit. But you had said something. Jasper, is that next weekend?
Mhm.
And it was like, ooh,
Ew.
that doesn't sound terribly encouraging for the guy who's the brain trust behind putting our team together.
So can I walk you through the last week of all that?
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, we got a team. And I'm like, oh, I guess I should reach out because
Yeah.
we know
So
that
you're the
Jack and
GM.
RJ and myself are mainstays. Mandeep's been coming every year. He'll be an easy renewal. That gets us to 4. Dean won't play. Rhett's not coming.
The Wolverine on your team?
Well, you don't want Wolverine on your team. We tried that once. It was
Okay,
a nightmare.
sorry. Well,
Yeah,
you're the
I thought he
GM.
had
I'm
2
just
left
asking.
skates. It was
Still
bad.
concussed.
Still concussed. Yeah.
So you're at 4.
That day he had 9 double Caesars for breakfast.
He does
and-
like the season.
And then was shocked when he landed on his head.
And then tripped
played
and
through
fell
it.
and
woozy.
conked himself.
Woozy.
Yeah.
So
Woozy.
I've gone to like recruiting a roster here.
Mhm.
I've reached out to Tyler Moss, who's part of the championship team
Central
last year.
Central Scouting
yeah.
came out.
And-
So
And I reach out to some of the higher ups, and they're like, "Oh, we just have this meeting on the Jasper. Here's your team."
What?
And so I'm like, hang on, is this list like these are people that are on our team or that we'll be playing against? Like, are you sure? Like, Johnny Lazarus, Adam Seahorn's going to be there.
Yeah.
Elias, who's another Toronto sales guy,
yeah.
and someone named Drew Lyon. Unless it's Alex Lyon's brother, I don't know.
We just talked about
What?
dynasties. How in
And is this Oilers Nation
Tell the
sabotaging
owners
us? They're
this is
saddling us with some
ownership getting in
dusters?
the way. This is a meddling owner.
It's a 100% meddling
It's
ownership.
become very corporate.
Did I get cut from the team?
No, I talked about the people that were already on the team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jackson.
But those are people who have also been assigned to our team, or
Apparently, I wasn't told. But yeah,
As a GM, you're going
I guess
to
I'm
have
not
to-
GM if other people are making the team.
sabotage.
What are we playing for?
Oh, Johnny Lazarus,
What
of
did we
course,
win
he's
last
with
year?
I don't know what kind of world
Lazarus
this
is
He'll be a good player.
morning cup of coffee
He'll be a good
with Colby Cohen.
It's irrelevant.
I know it's
I would take a Johnny, but I mean, like, I'm not GM anymore, I guess. Are they too threatened? Are you too threatened, Edmonton?
What a sellout.
Unbelievable. So I still think we're going to be able to squeeze man deep on. Still may see Moss at the Caesar station, but not on the ice. Lots to talk about.
That is some of the most disheartening news I've come across. this
Since
week.
I heard you weren't coming.
I do have some great news though,
disheartening.
and it's
heartening?
we've got very heartening.
Okay, good.
Our puck partner for the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament, of course, is Booster Juice.
Send me a mango.
Visit a location today to refuel, refresh, and re-energize, or download their new Booster Rewards app to earn, order, and enjoy. You know what you get there? You get the berry points.
Bam.
Get the berry points on your app. Start
Collecting,
collecting
Amassing.
nutritious, delicious
hoarding.
drinks and food. Love it. And also, Yeti is on board with us. Said to Pike last night, isn't that amazing that it's not product placement? It just happens to be
On set.
that we'll call it the Yeti Lounge, I guess, maybe. Yeti is setting us up. Mugs, coolers, chairs, blankets, a tent.
Really?
Yeah, buddy.
A tent.
Got to stay warm. We're in the Rockies.
You could come. We could get a hole. You could do a cold plunge and then
Yep.
warm up.
Crave the cold. Extend your ice time with hard-hitting gear that's built to honor the toughest sport on earth with Yeti. Built for the wild.
Love you, Yeti. Welcome on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
That's real nice.
It matches your hat.
See,
too.
that's
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
That's good. That's well done. Good job, Yeti. Booster Juice. Good on you.
Yeah.
Sure about this.
So what did you not answer back to these people?
I literally wrote back and I said, excuse me, is this our team that list is, or is this a random group of people? Are we on the same team? Yes.
Yeah.
Please call me when you're off this call. That was the next message. At least we're not taking it too serious. That's the key.
I'm just glad we got away from all that corporate BS, you know, where
That's not corporate.
Oh,
Those are
yeah.
we need to eliminate.
those are dusters.
We've
that-
got silos. We need to come together as a
Yes.
group. We need to have
Synergies.
some synergies. I'm sure it'll be great.
It will be. It always is great.
Beautiful spot. Let's do the Pinder Report.
Mm.
Presentation of Village Honda. Online at villagehonda.com. You'll be happy to know. Again, it's never the same. It's never as good as when you do it with the Pinder Report, but I did have a croc video yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it the guy with the Star Wars theme?
No,
Mm,
it was just a small homage in your absence. The 2025s are in. There's nothing like that new car smell. Ooh.
Is that what
No,
it goes
not-
like?
I
It's
think
not
it's
it.
a
No?
better, not ooh.
Ew.
I think it's an ah. Try
More of a
not ooh. Ah. Yeah, there it is. That's the one. Yeah.
That's the hybrid touring CRV.
Oh,
That's the one that you get with that. Yeah.
smells great.
Econ mode, eco assist, all-wheel drive, and all comes standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall, and online at villagehonda.com.
Oh my God.
Ryan Pinder.
The Pinder Report.
That was a preemptive shovel.
Yeah.
I'll accept it. It's
I
not
probably
point.
deserve it too.
Wow.
For
Probably
Fat
me.
fingers.
Now you had Pike on last night on the old Afterburner.
Yeah.
I wonder if
did.
this topic was
Pike bomb, pike bomb. It's a pike bomb.
well. What if the Flames don't trade anybody this season? Sure would be
Did you just copy our conversation for a couple of days ago?
boring. Well, if you look at the title of that 7 days ago, we copied him.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Well, you
When
said
you were
you
making
were
your
in-
rounds. You
you
were
were
calling
talking to
Pike.
I know. I just
Yes. And it's a valid point. I mean, you could absolutely say, oh, trade Dambled or whatever, you could do it. But like, you've got a theoretical championship caliber team in the American League. You're going to go leave them with Walter Ignatieff, who's playing very man, and what, an ECHL call up?
Isn't he a politician?
No, that guy got dusted hard, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Vancouver. I thought he was.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Close. That's
Back to you,
Michael,
Ryan.
I think. Back to me, Dean. Could you? Yeah.
There are
kinda
players-
think it's a
I
reasonable.
feel like you
outcome
should just
here.
shut up about it
Yeah.
and go read the article.
There
Is
are
that
players in the NHL who have expiring contracts. Not all of them get traded because they're impending UFAs.
And the Flames really don't have any that are that good right now. What? How's Kuzmenko's stock, Rhett? Get us up to speed on where the I
Not
can
great,
score
Bobs.
40 guy is.
What about Anthony Mantha?
Oh, my-
Hurt out.
Oh,
keep
Kirkland?
going. Kirkland, no. Yeah.
Big Save Dan.
Yeah. Is that what we're calling him?
He only let in 2.
Big Save Dan still looks like
They're
Big
not
Save
talking
Dan.
about just expiring contracts, is he? He said anybody.
Yeah, and I just think at this point, Connie
Backlund.
is going to be. No, they're not trading their captain.
He
They're
turned the
stars.
puck over on the game-winning goal. Not ideal.
Yeah, well, I mean, like any of them, I don't think it's going to happen.
Horrendous.
They finally
So now
have.
we're
a-
not trading anyone.
I think
This
it's
is
a
the
reasonable
worst
outcome.
rebuild and retool ever.
And you say you would be giving away first at Zegras and stuff. It's
At least it's doing something.
at
Getting
least you're doing
younger.
something.
Sit around on our hands. Holy Connie!
Do bad things just to do things.
Well, I texted. I shouldn't share,
Yeah.
but
You were used to doing sources. Is that
Well, I
sitting
texted-
there?
Junior rounds.
the GM played for a while in St. Louis. It's like, Jesus, actually, it's a great time to catch up with some old friends.
Yeah.
Old friends. So
And-
that'll rub you the wrong way
And
because you want him out grinding.
Yeah.
You don't want Connie catching up with old friends. You want him.
the hell old friends does he have?
I don't know.
Well,
Scott Young,
teammates.
48.
It's a long time since he played there.
Jim Campbell,
I said old
Scott
friends,
Pellerin,
not young friends.
Campbell, that's right.
Old friends.
Lubos Bartechko.
I don't know
Wow.
what you're adding to the conversation, but thanks.
Connie's not working the phones. Not doing his rounds. He's
That was the point. You
Kibitz.
said he's sitting on his hands, and I said, well, he's
Well,
in.
you just said he's supposed to sit on his hands. What am I going to
Didn't
do?
say that at
Complain
all.
about that? Well, you did. It's good. Don't
Did not
trade
say
anyone.
that.
Finish 14.
certainly didn't.
You're not
from the
listening.
bottom.
trying to direct
Todd?
you to Flames Nation to read that article.
FlamesNation.ca.
Sure. I mean, you put it in
Pike.
there, you'll get there.
FlamesNation.ca. Need a
Speak-
jingle.
It's
Yeah, we
not
do.
how it
Jingle
goes.
time.
Something a little more rock and roll.
Speaking of Pike, you had him on Afterburner last night. Pike had a very nice summation of said hour.
What the hell does summation?
It's just summary. If you missed last night's Afterburner, we tried to make it more entertaining than the game, which low bar to clear.
You're
but sure.
welcome.
His eyes apparently were watering for 5 minutes,
Did he
and
do the laser?
Boomer sang country music.
No, it was Pike. Pike got something into his eye, and
Oh.
he was doing some heavy winking. I thought we were going to have to go to break. I thought I was going to have to let him go because he started to
The
dig into
faucet
his
turns
eye.
on then. Yeah.
He had some sputz or something in there. And then, it wasn't singing. It was
Pink eye?
I don't think it was pink eye.
Mm.
I'll tell you what. He took his glasses off. It's like he's a menacing looking dude.
Is
without
he
those
menacing?
glasses on.
He's got those Vasilevsky eyes.
It's like, ooh, don't mess with Pike.
Mm.
He'll give you the business if you're not careful.
He'll read you the CBA. You look out.
Right, look out.
Flames' road dogs hasn't gone well. Last night was another. They were favorites in Chicago and won, as they've been good this year. Our old pal Jonathan Davis from LA. Hope you're doing all right, Johnny. With 2-1 loss, they're 3-10. It's a road dog. We remember this, right? Because the Flames are going to be on the road at some point in the near tomorrow against St. Louis.
Must win.
Also 1-4 on the second half of back-to-backs. Thursday's
Oh.
not a back-to-back.
Gross.
And Vladar, speaking of fake Trumps, 5 straight losses.
Gross.
Not that he was bad, but again, there's always one where you're like,
But you know what he wasn't? Good enough.
The other guy was better, but the other guy really didn't get tested either.
Didn't get
I don't
tested a
know.
bunch,
It was, not a great game.
It's the whole Dan Vladar thing.
It really is.
I think he's playing okay. He looks all right. Did he win? Well, no. Are his numbers any good? Not really.
Yeah. It's like, wow, he really battles. Like, oh, there's that one. And like, oh, but that's a great save. Wow, look at him. And then you're like 895 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Losing record.
I don't know what to say about it.
Guess that's just Dan Vladar.
It's tough when you do a show every day about talking about it.
Standings look like this. Let's go. Flames do hold the second and final wild card. In fact, screw the other guys. Let's just look at the wild card. I think we know those top 3 teams in each division are going to be A-OK. Be Minnesota, Dallas, and Winnipeg in the Central. Edmonton,
What a
Vegas,
missed
LA.
opportunity. Look at the points. Would be at 51.
Well, and that's if you're looking up. If you're looking down, Utah is 9th from the bottom. That's 6 points. 5 would be a top 10 pick. St. Louis is closing the gap. I mean, they still do feel like, are we looking up or are we looking down? I don't know which way to look. Where do I focus? Where to put my hands? Where to put my hands?
You just you accept that you're right there.
They're in the middle right now.
You're in the smush.
They're smushing. They're in the playoffs, but it feels smushy, doesn't it?
I know. It's just in or a
They
little
could
bit
be
out.
comfortably in the playoffs if they'd won last.
Could you make the playoffs with Joel Hanley as a top 4 defenseman?
I believe in Joe Hanley.
I believe in a team.
The answer is
concept,
yes
Ryan.
for
I
both
don't
of those.
believe in
Guys like
individual
Kevin Ball, right?
Pieces. Yes. Ball's the shits by himself, but put him out there with 4 other guys that are pulling on the rope together.
What is it? Ball? What did we say earlier?
He's the beauty of the ball.
Beauty of the ball.
The bell of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
All that. Schedule looks like this. They were supposed to be 7 of 8 on the road, but of course that one game in LA got canceled. So it's 6 of 7 on the road. They do have a 1-game homestand coming up against Red Sabres and a lot of time in the Midwest. It is St. Louis tomorrow, Jets on Saturday. Huge break. They'll hang out, get some off days.
I don't like that.
Then
loss
host
last
Buffalo.
night.
If you're going to play your first game back, you may as well do it on a bunch of rest. I don't know. And then back out to where they exactly were for Minnesota and Winnipeg again. Back to back also to close that road
We
stretch
needed
out.
to win last night.
Ritz really hung up on last night's scheduled loss.
Telling
Can't believe that the
if
whole
you
season
go into
turned.
St. Louis and win both those games. Canucks lost. You're in a playoff spot, 3 points up. St. Louis is eliminated from catching you. They're not going to catch you.
There's 40 games left.
Game 43 is where it went south.
They're going to have like 8 points on them and 2 games in hand.
And they've been much better since they changed coaches. I agree with you, but
Much better.
they have. Yeah, their record, they're 587 points percentage.
So
since
what's
coaching
that?
change.
But
You still have to.
I just think they're a
climb
better team with
580s.
Montgomery.
they are mildly
Fine,
better.
They're a
with
better
Montgomery.
team with Montgomery, but
Okay.
what does it mean?
I think they'll be better than the Flames too now in the end of the year. Maybe someone else.
And they might be, but they did. It's not like Todd McClellan going 7-1.
You're not playing 650, 700 hockey. It's
No,
fine.
it's been a nice long.
And if
month
they lost
a half,
last night, it
2
wouldn't be
months.
587, would it?
Month and a
Think
half.
about that. Put that in your pipe.
Smoke it.
You don't need to smoke it. You could just put it there.
I didn't inhale, so I think
Yeah.
the laws of the
Don't
state.
waste
at the
your time.
But you know what? You're kind of being, but there's some truth to it.
Ooh.
Well,
You.
there's truth on
I
both
am
sides. Yeah.
Yeah. With games played and teams been all of that sort of thing, that becomes a daunting task for the Blues. In especially if you win both,
And the flip's also true,
right?
right?
And now if the Flames lose this one again tomorrow,
It's opposite.
yeah,
And then you got to roll into Winnipeg, who look
That's the
very good.
That's what I mean. They should have won that game. Way to go, Backlund.
terrible play.
Terrible play and not recognizing when the team needed to step up as their leader. Must win.
Third period.
Scheduled loss.
Ryan, back to you.
Thanks, Rhett. Pittsburgh, a lot of drama with Jacks, not just Steelers, but Penguins as well.
Oh, it is league-wide drama.
Their number 1 goalie, Tristan Jarry, is on waivers, meaning he's probably
fucking now.
not their number 1 goalie anymore. Not good on waivers. Here's why. Do you like playing from behind, or do you rather have a
I don't.
lead?
The idea is to get the lead, go out early.
Okay, so 6 times in 22 starts this year. 6, that's almost a third of the time. First shot's gone in.
First.
4 times the second shot's gone in.
22.
Twice the third shots go in. So all of a sudden you're looking at
12.
a dozen of his 12 games. One of the first 3 shots has gone in. The 4th shot's gone in 4 times. And the 5th shot 3 times. He's made it to 6 shots without a puck going in 6 times in 22 games.
Gee, him and Georgie 5 have a real battle going.
Ooh,
here.
Georgie's awful in the first. We showed his record at the end of 20 minutes, like 120-4.
You know what? We used to start at 7:30. It was way better. Games used to start at 7:30.
That's right, yeah.
Did they?
Jerry's.
No, they did for
wrong
sure.
hair.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh, you're saying?
Everywhere.
Oh yeah. Harvest day. By the time you get out of the combine and the tractor and you get into the rink,
At Pennsylvania Harvest?
can't be ready for 7. You do that
Amish.
7:30.
Yeah. The Amish got to get to the
Used to
rink.
get mad
See a
when it
lot
was a
of Amish.
7 o'clock game.
Yeah. Why is it starting so
Why
early?
the hell? What's the rush?
You know what they should do is change those start times to throw these jerks off the scent, because what we saw in the NFL is starting to happen in the NHL. Guys are getting robbed and they're playing pro sports. This is horrible. This is from The Athletic. Penguins of Evgeny Malkin says his home was burglarized. His 3 cup rings are missing. You're laughing?
Oh,
It says cup rings.
lock the door, dummy.
It was locked.
So
It was a
Joe
robbery.
Burrow, right? Joe Burrow had his place.
Yeah, he had a
someone was
swimsuit model hanging out there looking after the place. First, shooting, stop the robbers.
Listen, if you're gonna live that lifestyle, you gotta.
Whew.
I wouldn't want to be robbed. I'm sorry.
Thank you. You can apologize to. You want to take that
I'm not
back?
gonna-
Take that
in. I'll
back.
take it back.
Take it
All
back.
right, I'll take it back.
Take it back.
I don't. Not full hearted take back. Just
Jack, what's going on with your Penguins?
Burn the whole city down.
right now? No.
Penguins
You never
suck.
overreact.
Steelers suck. Pirates suck. We got our best franchise player, one of the best hockey players of all time, is getting robbed. Just burn it down. Restart.
Back to me, Jack.
Yeah, Brian, back to you. Next,
Wow.
keep going. Don't stall out here. Let's go.
Tonight's games, just 2. We found some bets for Bet365. We'll dive into later, but
Yes.
it is Canes and Sabres from the Queen City, Red, as well as the
China.
Oilers and Wild from a place where you can order pickerel on a menu. Right? The
And
pickerel?
it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
That's a shot.
it
Take
was
that, St. Paul.
fine, but
I had pickerel / walleye at the
Mhm.
Forks in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they would know what they're doing
yeah,
there
of
for sure.
course they know what they're doing.
It's like I don't usually have tartar sauce with pickerel necessarily, but
But
you make this yourself, do you? It's
trust you.
We need a fish fry.
it was close to, you know what? It'd be close to that dill pickle dip. The
Yeah,
tartar sauce.
yeah,
eh?
yeah. Bam. A lot of mayonnaise, a lot of pickle.
Huh.
Okay.
All right.
You need dill in there or no dill?
I'm gonna make tartar sauce. I love tartar sauce. Yeah, dill.
Sure.
Dill pickle dip. Absolutely.
have their tartar sauce.
Dill in your chicken noodle soup as well, buddy.
Really?
Dill on your baby potatoes
Yeah.
too.
Oh, I love that. American League team,
Dill in your borscht.
the AHL Heats, as Rhett would call them, down the hall. Devin Cooley been out for a bit. Day to day,
No, he's-
replaced by Walteri Ignatiev, we're saying apparently.
Yeah.
On Friday, didn't dress on the weekend or last night.
Well,
Something to
he's
keep
pissed.
an eye on.
Cooley's had it.
Yeah,
Been
is this fake
down
injury?
here-
Is
It's
this
like
mad
this
at Connie?
Vladar guy.
I'm down here. Yeah.
It's the shits.
He's like, he's 895. I'm hanging a 950. Can't get a game here. Come on, Connie.
Mhm.
Or he actually got hurt. Who's to say, really?
14th pick overall goes to. If we had Cooley here, we'd have more points. If we'd have traded for a forward that could score, we'd have more points. We win the game yesterday.
Win the cup.
We'd have more points. We would be comfortably in a playoff spot, and people
Where's
would
the
be
parade
happy.
route? Where do you start it? Where do you finish?
What?
Parade route. Where do you go?
I don't do parades.
You know who wouldn't be happy with old Vladar is Big D.
Oh yeah, Big D.
Big D hated backup goalies and hated
Yeah.
and worse when they would lose.
Yeah.
It's like we're not just giving friggin' games away.
No.
You hardly play. Could you be ready and play?
You're
No.
gonna get the third game in 3 different cities in 4 nights, and we're gassed. But if
One
you
win in
lose,
your
the
last
hell are you
6.
doing? You want back in or not?
Pinder, you are such a new world softy.
Yeah. I am New World and soft.
Soft.
We just bragged at like Hellebuck just plays, does
Mhm.
his thing, doesn't get rattled. Old excuse maker over here. It's no wonder they took the keys away from you building this team.
Let's go to the NFL, Dean, as we are now just 25 days from the Super Bowl.
God damn it.
Rhett, you're going, right?
New Orleans.
Beads.
Can't wait.
Mardi Gras.
Don't want to swim?
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
I don't get it.
Tragically hip.
It's sinking?
There you
That's
go.
what they say.
Yeah.
Is it?
What's the name of the street there?
I know
With the
Venice is sinking as well.
Got
Yeah,
my
that's-
feet back up on the banks.
Hmm.
Because it's sinking.
I've never been to New Orleans.
Hey, man.
Someone wants to take
Thanks.
me. Let's go.
There's your bracket, fellas.
How have you never been to North?
Yes.
Weird, eh?
Very weird.
Good food, good
And you
music.
lived in Florida for a good chunk of your,
Yeah. But I couldn't wait to get back to
Saskatoon.
the land of the
Right.
living sky.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
I
all
miss
the
those mosquitoes.
mosquitoes. All
the
I
bugs
really
and
miss the
pickerel.
mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I got this supermodel wants to go to New Orleans, but I really should get back home to those
You know what else
skeeters.
sucks?
Uh-oh.
This matchup.
Foul
It does.
buff.
It's a great matchup.
So
You're
they're
wrong.
going to be a great game.
Yes, it is.
I'm worried about it. So it'd be nice. Okay, even if we get the win, what am I going to do? Go to Kansas City?
Good barbecue.
Going to
No, we
Kansas
discussed
City.
it yesterday. We don't agree with the Kansas City
Kansas
barbecue. Do they
St.
do
Louis
this?
better?
I think it's Kansas City that does the side ribs, or is it St. Louis?
St. Louis.
Oh yeah, so we don't like St. Louis ribs.
I don't know what they're doing.
Dumb.
We don't need to get into it again.
Spare ribs.
I don't understand.
Hope Jack was paying attention and taking notes for
Why
that.
did you put that up?
Oh, they're playing this week.
Bell
How do you
buff.
feel?
You're just trying to get a rise out of
Well, I got good news. Josh Allen remains an absolute unicorn. He is the first player ever that's an all-pro in the last 15 years who didn't have another all-pro teammate. That's the only guy ever to do it. That's your list. Quarterbacks, first or second all-team pros over the last 15 years, didn't have another teammate that was a pro, an all-pro. None of them. Just Josh.
I'll tell you
Allen.
what, in all
Great.
seriousness, I didn't see the Bills getting rid of Stephon Diggs working out better.
Never mind, Babe Davis. Yeah, he lost some weapons.
Not when they didn't bring anyone in.
Brought no one in.
Yeah,
It's like, well, with the Coleman, he's
they
kid.
drafted
maybe
a
can-
kid. Yeah,
And we got Samuel, but he's kind of the shits. And
Shakir.
we'll see what Shakir. What is way better off.
Odd you'd want a team that runs the ball well in the climate that Buffalo has this time of year.
boy, did I have a
I'd have been
dream
waiting for
that the
this.
running back got hurt.
Oh boy.
Going to
I
Kansas
think I did
City.
last night.
Baltimore's?
No,
That's-
because
yeah,
I would.
um,
I mean, not to wish anyone ill will.
He's pretty good.
Just a strain.
Cook's been unreal. You wouldn't accept him in trade. Weird.
Where's my Hassenpfeffer?
He's just calling for you're doing my job now. I'm the one that calls for Crips just relentlessly.
Mm.
Now, Bills have had some interesting playoffs in their past, Dean. There-
Okay, now you are being a dick.
We're going to do through all these games, but Jack stumbled upon this footage here. This is 1991 playoff. Look at the party and listen to this is old Bills fans.
Here we are, folks, at Super Bowl Sunday, 1991 at Rich's house. Jimmy, what's your prediction? 51-10 Buffalo.
35-7.
I say the Bills are going to win less than 7.
Blame Uncle Jerry when he stubs his toe jumping back on the Bills bandwagon.
1:22 to go, one timeout left for Buffalo.
Offside 70.
Why did he miss timeout? They are out of timeout.
Bills used the last timeout right there.
Kelly throws it into the ground. 8 seconds.
Sam, I'm getting my palpitations back.
For the Super Bowl! No, I missed it! Oh, shit!
Quarterback and quarterback that comes off the bench.
Now I know how they feel in the losing locker room on the Sam. Turn that stupid camera off.
We're all going to be dead the next time we get in the Super Bowl, you know?
This field goal.
Yeah. Well, I hope some of those guys are still alive because I think they're going to get back to the Super Bowl, right? I do. It's got to be their year.
That was unnecessary.
Especially today. It's middle of the week.
Jack,
It's not humorous.
It was some good footage.
No one's laughing.
I'd never seen that before.
We're all depressed. You know what, Jack?
That's
Shut up.
crying now.
Do you know the whole story with the Bills?
Too young.
A little bit. I've never seen that field goal before though. The wide, all right.
There's a documentary out there that kind of covers the Jim Kelly years, and they went to 4 straight Super Bowls
in a row, Jack.
4 in a row.
Like bang,
Straight.
bang, bang, bang.
I did not know that.
Every year, AFC, Buffalo. Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly. It's a wagon.
God damn it.
Who's the guy who used to meet at the big tree? Pass rusher?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Allen?
No. Oh,
Bruce
Smith. There you go. Yeah. Bruce at the big tree.
4 straight, dude.
4 straight.
Back to you, Ryan.
0.
Thanks, Jack. Other games coming up this weekend. Kansas City. Everyone hates you now. And Houston, be good for 60 minutes. Please. Please, please. It does feel like the layup of the week. Ugh.
This last
Don't
weekend,
let
and
us.
I was jacked for last weekend. Kind of position. I'm
Mhm.
going to watch this. I
it's a
don't.
lot to take in. Yeah.
And
One really good game.
it was not. I said the only saving grace is pretty much the teams that you wanted to advance
Did.
that won't let you down. You would think did advance.
With one exception. Houston beat the Chargers.
I understand, but I feel like that's kind of a saw off.
Yeah, they neither were that good. Yeah. That's probably fair.
And I guess the Buccaneers were the favored team, but I feel as confident about the Commanders, frankly.
Yeah, they look good.
So we're set up. That Bell buff though. We
Bal Buff, good game. And it's going to be your Sunday night appetizer, the afternoon game on Sunday, the last of the 4 of the divisional weekend. It'll start in Kansas City.
I think I want to go to a ski hill.
Yeah.
And watch the Bills-Ravens game in the mountains.
Après.
Really
Good vibes.
What do you think?
Get a ski.
Seems odd.
Can you
It's
ski
the
from
vibe
said
I have. I'm going to have
pub to
something in the crock
Then you
pot.
need to do it.
It's a Super Bowl.
Because if you don't do it and they lose, you'll be like,
You'll
I'm
regret it the rest
part
of
of
your life.
not being prepared and not doing what I felt I needed to.
You know what? You just gave me goosebumps.
Look,
Look
you
at him. Look at him. He's got bug. Oh my
I'm
God.
going.
You have to go
Got to do it.
Goosebumps, Jack.
Team needs you.
because you'll be sitting at home thinking, if I were in the mountains right now in a
and
chalet.
So should I read deeper into this? You said I had to. I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Does that mean I have to cook the goose while?
Yes, you do. Win or lose, you cook the goose.
Goes without saying.
Jack, you in?
Yeah, where are we going?
Castle.
Okay.
Yeah, how's the snow?
Good. Or
Commanders
was.
at Lions is your Saturday evening game. I have a sneaking suspicion this one might be good despite the
I'm
huge
kinda
line
with you.
because Daniels has just been that good.
Kind of with you.
Rams playing some incredible D. They started 1-4. They're into the divisional round against Philly. That could be a great game as well.
You know what wins championships, Dean?
Chalets.
Nachos?
Defense.
Defense.
Get ball on that team. They're guaranteed to win. Ryan,
go.
back to you.
Thanks. Now, you used to work with a fellow that loved crushing soda. What's that? What's that? This is what my kid does.
It was never like.
I'm like, me picking your nose. He's just like, you just say yes or no. He just. So you used to work with a guy that loved crushing soda.
Did you?
I don't know that to be true.
What are you talking about?
It wasn't while I worked with him or her.
All right. There's some people out there. They're soda addicts, Dean. And this is the life of a soda addict.
This is Life of a Soda Addict Part 12. See how much soda I can drink in a day. I start every morning with 4 sodas.
gallons?
It's evidence that you at least poured them out. That they're.
That's called diabetes.
And the thing of it is, that's all the diet stuff.
There's lots of stuff to put in there to make it taste like sugar. That's not sugar. I don't know.
That's not an improvement.
No. Anyway,
but yeah, there's a couple guys that there was a guy that I worked with sort of in Red Deer at the time, and he was
my wife, my mom had a friend absolutely addicted to Diet Coke.
You never saw him without
really
like the 750 ml Diet Coke bottle. Get into work 8 a.m. It's half gone.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah, he had 4. He's on my way to the gym before work.
It's an expensive habit.
I suppose
what
it
do you
is.
think's worse, darts or DCs?
I think if you're doing one, you may as well just double in, or double down.
I wonder if that's just unreal together.
Just go for it. Like, what are we talking about?
You're throwing a lippy while we're at it?
One's going to take one of them's going to the only one's going to take you out. No, you're done anyway.
This is a food edition of the Pinder Report. We talk a lot about one particular snack.
Look at he's coming around.
We talk a lot about popcorn. Popcorn is like a frozen explosion in time, right? Let's watch in slow-mo, high def, what happens to the kernel when we pop our great friend popcorn. Some butter on there, Red? Oh. You ready, Jack? What's in there? Oh! Delicious.
Golden deliciousness.
Perfect. We love popcorn, eh?
And soda.
Corn's everywhere. I don't know that corn's gets even close to anywhere as good as popped corn. Where else is it even passable? Not just some color.
Peas and corn with gravy and mash.
Yeah, get rid of the
shepherd's pie.
It's okay in shepherd's pie. Yeah, if there wasn't corn in there, would you be like, ah?
Nope.
But popcorn.
I'll tell you, it must have been some celebration when whoever discovered popcorn discovered it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like too close to the fire or something, and then all of a sudden, poo, poo, poo. Oh my God! What is this? It's kind of. And then somebody's got to eat it because everybody puts something.
You try it. No, you try it.
This is actually pretty good.
God damn,
that is good. Go get another one of those. Was it the popcorn trees? Go grab another one of those.
Another ear.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold it there. It's very hot. I know. Just
shut up.
Suck it up.
Pop.
Pop, 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 pop. Oh, man.
God damn.
You ever done that? Thrown the whole ear?
No.
Me either.
Yeah, I haven't either. Jack, you throwing the whole ear?
That works.
No.
I don't think so.
I
feel like it probably just catches fire and that's it.
Or pops and it's just in the embers. And, what do we?
Oh, remember when you're camping? You won't remember Pinder.
Yeah,
you're fancy. Yeah, the old.
I remember.
What they call those things?
And then it like blew up like a balloon, aluminum balloon.
100% scam. It's burnt popcorn. That's all you get.
You shake.
Shaking enough.
Well, listen. Is it sizzling? Not yet. Well, you got to keep shaking it.
Yes, you'll hear the pops.
Is it? Listen, is it? It's starting. There's steam coming out of the little tiny pinhole at the top of it.
Yeah.
Okay, now you come on.
Shake it.
And you're right. You got about this much good popcorn, like in the palm of your hand, and the rest of it is just like black
charcoal
and shit.
Tons of fun.
Do you know what we're talking about, Jack? Or is this another one of those things?
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I've
Really?
never used one before, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
Such a loser. Microwaving it.
I don't do the microwave.
Ordering it from the theater. Soft generation.
He's camping in Kananaskis.
Ordering it.
Delivered.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Now, Super Bowl 25 days. We saw the graphic.
Saw it.
Bourbon Street. Now, if you can't be in New Orleans, you're probably going to want to be at a party of some sort.
Or in the mountains.
Yeah, you don't want to be. Yeah. But you can party in the mountains. That's a party. And Rhett, I know you've got that chalet dialed. You're going to want some people around because you're going to cook the goose. You want to do it with some pals. Here's how you set up your nachos with your dip. Here we go.
In the crisper drawer.
Unbelievable. How good is that? No?
I definitely
Jack's into this. That's from Jack's house.
Definitely would not be able to walk by the fridge without going in it.
I hope it's up high. I don't want to be bending over all the time. That's
my
what I'm
back.
worried about there.
You have too many pints, you reach down there and you
Oh.
face planted.
Fall in.
Jack,
Then no one cares if you're okay, just that you fucked the dip.
this was your house, Jack? That's correct?
No.
No. Oh,
I feel like you could just put that in a bowl.
Dude, that cost me $48. How much? Like all that sour cream,
yeah, that's true.
shredded cheese.
You know, that's what you do. You pull the whole tray out, eat, and then when everyone's like, yeah, I'm good for now, put it back in, bring it out again for the night game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now that wasn't Jack's house, but this is Jack's car. So he's also got paper clips in there. He's got all kinds of stuff. Very helpful.
Where are you finding these?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's
the-
your car. What do you? Where am I finding? You drive it every day.
What was the one you had the other day with the milk? Where was it?
It was in a cabinet at work. Did we play that one? It was so good. I don't even know if they made it there. Just acting all normal at work. And finally, Dean, you know, recipes, they can be very, very, it has to be exactly this number of milliliters. You know what? You're an artist.
Yeah.
You do you, okay?
Yeah, I do me.
You want a little extra? That's fine by me.
You get a cup and a half of cheese, or if you're feeling crazy, go for 2. Why not? You've had a long week. You've had a long week, okay? Nobody respects you at work. Lord knows your kids aren't getting it, right? You come home, they smell like homework's not done, and you got to cook for them. You're like, what the do I have to live for? Cup and a half of cheese and my Cheddar Bay biscuits? Not tonight. Not tonight. Tonight you're gonna put 2 in. Why? Because you deserve it, you cheesy little slut. I probably shouldn't have said the slut part. Cut it at you deserve it, and then they'll never know.
Yeah. Biscuits.
Look how happy and not depressed that man is.
Yeah.
What's the outfit, by the way?
Kids respect them as
Is that a
probably-
lobster?
Yeah, it kind of does. A little bit. Would be an ant. Oh, dear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Dean. That's it for the Pinder Report today on a Wednesday.
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Still not the end of the week, not the beginning of the week. Kind of stuck in the middle.
Is that like the Red Lobster?
He was dressed up as a law.
I think so.
They're okay.
It goes back to the biscuit thing.
2 cups.
What it is, it's when they come out, they're warm / fresh. So you're getting them at the absolute best time.
It's peak.
Outside of that 9-minute window,
Well, and
it's
don't
just a crumbly, dusty.
mealy.
and tell me that you're not putting butter on it.
Oh, you
anyway.
have to soak
So, I
it because
mean-
it's so dry. It's like,
So is it really the biscuit or is it?
you need dude with his console full of milk.
I was going to say, Jack's car, you're okay.
There's a guy back home. He'd use his console. He'd fill it full of ice and beer.
Mhm.
And then when it all melted, he'd just get his shop back and get all the water out.
Airtight?
Yeah.
Watertight.
Put some caulking down by where the bolts
Screw.
are fastened
Yeah.
in.
Oh, I bet you he had a real reputation around. here.
Oh man, we used to call it a road tour. You go on a road tour,
Oh, baby.
drink them up, throw them at road signs.
People really don't condone this behavior.
Yeah,
at
it's
all
actually quite
nowadays.
illegal,
It's,
just,
something
again,
you shouldn't and don't.
That's in
do.
oldie time days. Oldie time days.
Cars had been invented still, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Back to you, Dean.
Pinder Report brought to you by Village Honda. VillageHonda.com.
So you're going to the mountains, Super Bowl. Jack's invited?
I'm going to the mountains this week. I don't know what's Super Bowl. It's a long ways off.
Oh, it was for this weekend's game. You're right.
I meant this weekend.
Yeah, you have to.
Balbuff.
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
So that means you're at SO Minor then, because
Oh, we're in. I want to come watch you play. I heard you're in the final.
semis on Friday. Big win last
Big
night.
win
The
last
fellas.
How's the families in your neighbor or on your team? You're like,
How are
are
they?
they wound? Like, are they cowbelling it? Are they got the slapsticks? What are we?
It's been pretty even
Because
keeled, I got to be honest.
oh, I
It's been
forgot to
good.
bring this up at the Circle K Classic. The Edge parents
Mhm.
got giant cutouts of their kids' faces.
did
and
see
stood
that.
by the boards. That
Yeah.
was
You won't like to hear this, but that was what your association did in Elkford. I was disappointed.
There's losers everywhere.
Falls are playing well. Wish us luck. God bless.
I don't know if I do wish you luck. I mean,
You hate Glenn Lake too much. You're just a jerk like that.
No, and here's where the catch is that I probably like your kids. I don't want them
the thing,
right? Like I don't want to wish them ill because they're associated with you. They had nothing to do with it.
I have nothing to do with it.
But like if you just
You know what it is? It's the Pinder effect with just about everything. There are things that you will enjoy, but then his connection to it will make you like it less.
Yes.
I don't want to be part of this.
I don't mind it, but
That was like Dean the other day. He's like, oh man, Jasper's next week. Like, what do you mean? You're going to like, the mountains in the winter? It's gonna be gorgeous. Like, no, it's not Jasper. It's Pinder.
Got a beautiful suite at the lodge.
A huge fireplace, double Caesars. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pinder.
Just,
You know what's good though is we're at a point right now. Like, how far is the drive?
5.
It's been debated. There's times where I've heard
Yeah,
you
there's
say
one-
it's 8 and
yeah, you were gonna go through like somewhere insane, but yeah. Lake Louise and then north, basically.
We've never once has it come up. Do you want a carpool?
No.
Like, no.
We will be the drivers, and other people will carpool with us. We will not be in the same vehicle.
Cannot be in the same vehicle.
No, because we've got the whole weekend up there.
oh yeah, and even if you made it there, the way home would be horrendous.
Yeah, just the same but hungover.
Just gibber, 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 gibber. Like, holy fuck. Can you strap me to the roof, please?
I'd actually be okay with
like
that.
the
if
dog
it was
and National Lampoon.
Yeah.
Get you in the back of the cab there.
Tell us about what you were doing yesterday on assignment.
Yesterday, we went out to Weber Academy. They've got just a phenomenal baseball facility that a lot of great young players in Calgary are training at, including one Michael Soroka, the former drafted by the Braves World Series champ last year with Chicago White Sox and freshly inked to a new deal with the Washington Nationals. He's ramping up pitchers and catchers, reporting in about a week. And so he's invited us for a couple of years. I said, yeah, it's a good idea. We got to do it. And finally, I was like, okay, we got to go. And we went through his little workout warm-up routine. He threw a full bullpen. And then his last 10 pitches of the day, he goaded me into standing into the batter's box.
Did you drill him?
I thought he was going to drill me.
We were really hoping that you didn't
catch
get plunked in the ribs.
Yes.
We were really hoping.
We should have reached out to Soroka and said, hey, listen.
I've got 5 brown bills.
He did mention your name a couple of times. No, things will be fine. But although Boomer and his,
do you take e-transfer? Okay, good.
you got Venmo? What do we
Just send me that email for the e-transfer.
Is Canadian American? What are we?
And yeah, just like right
Just under the elbow there,
Yeah.
the kidney, maybe ribs
Great.
somewhere in there.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I stood 5 right-handed and then 5 as like lefty. I can't swing a bat left at all, but just to stand, and he was trying to show how pitches would move against lefties and righties. All the kids watched him throw, which is really cool. A lot of guys in their gap year before they go off to college or junior college.
You didn't take a rip at one?
No, he asked that I not, and I think that's probably for the best so that I don't put my hands closer to a place where they would break.
Or you might connect with one.
No, I wasn't really worried about that after
Embarrass
standing in
him.
there. I definitely wasn't worried about hitting one of those blurs.
So
Insane.
Well, we look forward to
It'll be great. It'll probably drop next week. I think we got probably 10 to 15 minutes of hanging out with Mike, who's a great, great human. Again, better people than us.
Yeah.
And we wish him well. A great opportunity in Washington this year.
Send us a New Jersey.
Yeah, we need a Nats jersey. Don't worry about the White Sox one. We're gonna just pretend that
don't need
year
that.
didn't happen. The whole
you didn't bring that up,
organization. Oh, we brought it up because he was on a winning team in Atlanta.
Really good team, yeah.
Anyway, back to an organization that's not dysfunctional this year, which is exciting.
So the Nationals, like,
Mhm.
where do they play? Because you've got the Orioles.
Washington.
They're in line.
But like, where? Like, is it? What's the city? Is
Washington,
Maryland
proper, I
DC,
believe.
the
Is it?
District of
Yeah.
Columbia.
Like right?
I know on Homeland, it's in the intro of the show,
Yeah.
and that's all set in DC. I haven't been, but I'm assuming it's DC proper.
Because the Caps are where?
They're gonna move to Virginia.
They're right downtown.
But they're moving.
Really?
They're building.
Yeah. Because was it Landover? Is that where the old Caps?
Green, there was some.
No,
green
Landover
belt
is where
bullshit.
the Washingtons played in NFL. I believe FedEx Field's there. Yeah. But Virginia's right there.
Because I've never been there. The
should
the whole
go.
White House
What do they call it? The
Washington
Well,
thing.
once you
DMV?
become American, you'll be allowed to.
Yeah, well,
District, Maryland, Virginia.
I mean, there's no guarantee that's going to be the case when they take Canada in. Probably still
Oh, you're part of it, buddy.
think so.
Well, it's not a state. It's a weird district. Columbia. Yeah. Either way, tons of fun and a heck of a facility. Big thanks to Weber for having us out.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Bet365. Download the app. Use the promo code NATION when you sign up. Right there. Right under Rhett's jib. It's right there. The promo code. Huge range of markets. The largest sports betting platform in the world. And we have some bets for you today.
2 games. Light slate in the NHL. We'll have our football picks later this week, but tonight we ride with shots.
You love Leon and his shots.
I've been hammering the Leon multi-point nights. That number has come way down. It's like almost even money now for 2-point nights for Leon. So I've had to go elsewhere. He's hit this total of 4 or more in 4 of his last 6 games. Like it. It's a big number, plus 155. Okay. Tage Thompson, 24 shots his last 5 games. So he's nearly averaging 5 per. He's cleared this in most of those 4-shot nights. Let's go, fellas.
I don't know how I feel about some things that are going on, Dean.
Take some unders if you want.
There is the undertones of cheering for Vancouver, which we discussed recently.
Yeah.
And a lot of Oiler bets.
Yeah,
maybe
where
not
Oiler
for the
success bodes
team,
well for
but
him.
yeah.
It's a 2-game slate. I don't know what to tell you.
I felt
you could have done
other things. Yes.
Daryl, don't start with
Yes.
me. Daryl.
Right? Like,
Daryl, don't start.
I'll tell you what.
there should be lanes that you have to stay in if you have a certain stance and approach to life. And the waters are muddied right now.
It's wagering. You're trying to win the bet. You're not
Hogan turning heel and joining the NWO would have nothing on you.
cheering
Ripping
for the
off your
Oilers.
mask and now being an Oiler guy. That would be the biggest swerve
It
in
really would.
history.
Yeah. It's the only reason I'm putting up with the Canucks right now. We need them. We need everyone in Pacific to do their best here.
I don't know.
It's decision summer for Connor. We got to get him very.
Oh,
weary
you've already
about their
moved.
worst-
You've changed the topic because you don't want to look in the mirror and question your own commitment to your causes.
It's easier to pretend it's not happening. Yeah.
You've trumpeted for years. You've believed in. It's been part of your upbringing and who you are. And now
I've been screaming Leon can't shoot the puck and doesn't shoot it. And now I'm betting for it.
you know what we're saying. You can.
Yeah. And you really invested a lot of time and effort in the Leon will leave Edmonton thing.
I was hopeful.
And then all he did was sign forever.
I've moved all that equity into the Connor's
going to leave.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Even with his wife starting all those businesses and all
I'm
that.
sure she's probably going to make 20 a year with that business.
He's going to make whatever he wants, wherever he wants. So he doesn't have to leave to make.
That's my whole point. If you could pick any market in the NHL, you would.
Well, maybe she will have some say seeing as there.
Yeah.
I'll take you up on that bet too.
You're going to need some odds, but yeah.
No
then.
Just
hopeful.
Just slide the Kuzmenko 13.5 goals over.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I don't think he's scored since the bet was made months ago.
He has scored 0 goals since
when
the bet
did he
was
score
made.
his one? Was it like
game
the third
2 or
game
3
of the year, something like that?
Wasn't
like
it?
in Vancouver night one?
He has played
when
at
did
a
he
half
actually
goal
score
pace.
a
So
goal?
until there's only 26, 27 games left, you're in good shape.
Just needs those final 26 games again. I
Yeah.
think he played 29 games. He had 14 goals, something like that last year.
Yeah.
As a Flame.
We'll look at some of the old comments coming in on the show. You can take.
Can
part
I
in the
say something
comment.
sad first?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Someone you'll know of, probably not met, passed away yesterday or 2 days ago. Robbie Tremblay was a tough little bastard from the WHL, and got some sad news yesterday. That so we wishing all of his friends and family the best. And
He was a tough little SOB.
Yes, he was.
I'm thinking Moose Jaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Moose Jaw. Yep.
Damn. So we'll go to the just some of the
Comments?
chats. Yeah, just some of the
No super chats.
No super chats. That's okay. Can't be every day.
I didn't put Wolf in to win. Handsome Dan's not coming
Can't
in.
be every day.
Dan.
Lowe says, you know what else sucks? January, blah, beat it January. That's
I don't think you said
It's
that.
not a
right.
beat it. It's a bleat it.
Yeah, that's a
I forget how.
yeah, something like that.
How's January going? Although this January is a little better.
Really?
Well, the sun's out and it's not.
Well, you're not in Buffalo. It's overcast and gross there. Right
Oof,
now,
last January sucked.
Sun's
Everyone
out,
had
buns out.
Pneumonia.
Kansas City has the highest per capita rate of dart hackers in the metro areas in the
Really?
U.S. Had no idea.
Oh, good place to bum a dart.
So if you were thinking of going to KC,
I'm all set.
maybe
then.
pass. Yeah.
You want to look like a
Say.
local? Just
Grab a soda, bum a dart.
He scored in the 4th game of the year. God damn it. It's been a long time.
And how many games have they played? 43?
Like last night was 42, first game, second half.
Was it? Yeah.
Just verify that, but
43. Away game 20.
that was game 43?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering if the
Lots of time, Ryan.
half a
Although
season to get
at this
freaking
at
12
this clip,
and a half goals. The rate's not good. His goals per 60 games isn't good.
Games and lineup is not even.
this one coming
Popcorn
in.
for
Pike is a muskie. I don't know if he means Ryan Pike or if we were talking about
I hope he's not talking about Ryan Pike. We'll throw hands here. You'd be nice to him. Don't call
like
him
muskie, like in scent. Is that what he's saying? That
Are you
Pike
saying
smells.
Pike needs to shower
You
more.
never want to be referred to as musky.
No, you don't. Talking about the team for next weekend. Jack is a hard-nosed setter who will throw hands.
Yes, sir. Watch out.
You are a Lady Bing candidate.
Oh,
Let's be honest.
What's the Lady Bing?
That's the.
Most gentlemanly.
Yeah.
Can we stick him on your rem check?
Toledo Walleye last season for Hunter Smith, 2019.
Nice.
Toledo of the.
My wife said Pinder has an old man's ass.
I don't like
know what
that.
that means. But
Nope, don't like that.
Let's take another look at this. So what? Yeah, what constitutes? Is it a shape, a size?
Look like you're wearing a diaper. What are we talking about here?
Can we get a good look?
Yeah, give us a peek.
No.
Give us a twirl.
If I've got an old man ass, I can't be just showing it on the internet.
well, you got this terrible.
That's the best place to
sweatpants
put it.
on. Like
The worst place to
it's hard to look good in those.
Yeah, sweatpants is not a vibe.
Ken back in. I'll never quit Delisio.
Ken, you
Good
gotta
for
aim
you,
higher,
Ken.
buddy. Come on.
Yeah, good for you. Somebody was in there trying to sell him on Casa di Mama. He's like, no, fuck off. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Care what you tell me.
Yeah. Quest is in. Jiffy Pop. Thank you. That's what it was.
Those
Yeah.
the
Jeffrey
bottles.
No, that shake it up.
That was the Poppy
sorry.
Poppy. Yep.
Popcorn, not pop.
Big D is in. Welcome to Oil Country, Pinder.
Daryl, don't start with me. I told you already.
Doug with a valid point here. If Pinder truly hated the Oilers, he'd bet against them regardless.
Exactly. That's the point we're making. Is that there's something.
Yes, if you were voting for spite or betting for spite, yes. If you're betting,
You don't have to.
to.
There's other things to bet on. Horses, golf.
Dogs.
LA looks good in golf.
Yeah. Did they win? LA Golf Club? Is that Tigers team?
Hello from Florida on the Gulf of America. 3 straight weeks of Buccaneers home games. Rhett, we want you to become part owner of the Calgary Wild.
Do you know what sport that is, Rhett?
No.
It's the women's soccer team.
Oh, yeah, I'm in. Rhett as an owner is new. I believe so as well.
Brady's in.
Like their
This is
logo.
not Ask Rhett,
Good
Brady.
colors.
What's your go-to snack at the Dome?
Yeah, sorry, we can't answer that, Brady.
So by all means, send in your questions and we'll get to them.
Most of them.
KQ wants Rhett's top 5.
Top 5 things at the Dome. They used to have that malt. I don't know if it's there
I
anymore.
mean, they used to.
Is it still there?
I think so. Yeah,
Hell yeah,
Like
you
the
can
ice
also-
cream.
Oh,
design.
I thought it kind of went away.
They got the swirl now. It used to just be the chocolate flavor, if I'm correct.
All right.
Vanilla, swirl, and chocolate.
So malt,
Malt number 5.
A malt.
great song. Lou Bega.
Yeah.
Banger.
Maybe I only have 4.
Mambo number 4.
I got to have the nachos and cheese, but the sweet in the sweet. I don't want no normal seat nachos.
Not
and cheese.
No, you're
Concourse
talking about,
nachos.
yeah, you're not talking about flavor, like SUITE
Yes.
in a suite.
Yes. Sweet nachos, not concourse.
And what is your move, just for everybody
You
that's
gotta pour
unaware?
the salsa right into the melty cheese.
They got it on the
Mix
burner.
her all up.
Yeah.
Make it like the.
I thought it was the
fridge.
sour cream.
What?
Nope.
I thought it was the sour cream and salsa that went together.
I like doing that at home, but I'm not disgusting in a
Right.
public venue.
Okay, so nachos in a suite.
Yeah.
Salsa poured
The
into
malt.
cheese. Yeah.
The malt. What were my other 2?
Mm.
I also like the buffet in the suite.
Sweet buffet. I'm noticing a theme here.
Mm.
Okay.
There is that up top there.
I'll
In
build
the,
it. Yeah,
it's pretty good,
not
actually.
bad. You can go back for seconds.
Yeah, you can. They're not going to stop you.
Popcorn, Double extra butter, always.
And number 5.
You know what's coming.
Oh, I don't actually.
Pocket dog.
I was going to say pocket dog, but I don't know that that was.
Come on.
Dogs are playing some good hockey right now. Still holding on to that one goal lead.
Is that a snack though? A pocket dog?
Well, it's just.
What am I going to say? Sour Patch Kids? Shut them. Get the hell
Turn
out
off
of
your
here.
mic,
Push the
Jack.
button.
Well, and
Snack. You're going to, yes, it's a snack. For me, that's a snack. You can eat 8 of them. I'm only having one. Snacking.
Just disrespectful.
You said
I know.
popcorn a snack, Jack?
Yeah, popcorn's a snack.
So why is
Rhett's elitist top 5 dome snacks?
To be fair, only 2 were elitist. Only 2.
And as we end, the people always like you pull the curtain back. What's it like? So yeah, we've got the studio here. The Wolverine is in town, which is good. Always good to see him and getting ready for the show. And Jack's doing his thing. And so, how do you get ready for the show? Well, there's
different people, different prep.
Rhett talks about doing his rounds. This was today. Rhett doing his rounds before the show.
You know, peak performance looks different for everyone. He is absolutely well rested and ready to go for today's show. I'm okay with it.
About 9:57 a.m.
That's getting your mind. These amateurs don't know how to do mindset and visualization.
That's right. What are you visualizing there?
That'll do it. See you, buddies.